You call a gift order in my area, and then they deliver it to me. See?
Right,
Oh.
right, of
And
course.
plus, confusingly, a lot of things from Canada and the U.S. are still covered by the USMCA, which, yeah, I don't get, but I just
Oh,
ordered
I'm
a.
sure Trump hates the guy who made the USMCA agreement. Let's not look up who that is.
Well, it's up for renegotiation last year, and the woman who was in charge of the Canadian negotiations the first time around and setting things up for the second just recently said, "Yeah, nah, I'm retiring."
Oh, yeah, sister. Get that
Yeah,
bag.
right. But yeah, I just ordered like a $12,000 display case for work, and it's covered under the USMCA. So, which
What are you displaying that's worth that much? Is the case worth more than what's inside the case?
no, I'm displaying
No,
literally
he does.
priceless cultural artifacts.
Oh, okay,
If
okay,
anyone
okay.
had a reason to have one, it's him.
Well,
Yeah.
in my head, my first thought was to like the like confectionery display cases, where they put like food in a restaurant, like a cafe restaurant. And then my second thought was like the display stands like libraries put out in front, where it's like, look at a selection of themed books for the current time period. And I was like, how many books? Is it like a first edition copy of the Bible or something? And then as you started talking, I realized, oh, wait, no, I think I know what's in there.
They're very cool cases. They're glass and they have
Definitely.
vitrine and they're climate controlled. They're awesome.
And on the back of that, hello everyone, I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbinian. This is the Electric Metropolis video game tour, and today we're doing another episode of Star Trek Age of Empires, and continuing from where we last left off, I believe, from the previous episode, where we are going to do wonderful, wonderful things, and nothing bad's going to happen. I give it to the GM to correct me.
This is a 3-threat game.
That's encouraging.
Oh, fine. And I give it to the captain.
All right. Captain's Log Supplemental. Captain Rizora Arcos, USS Vanguard, Stardate 42936.4. Our check-in with the planet Malode has turned up an unexpected friction point that the previous missions here did not pick up on. The Molotians themselves see their role with the peoples they have invited to their world as sovereign peoples sharing space, much more in the manner of how the Federation handles individual planetary membership. Given the plurality of people on the planet have expressed a desire for Federation membership of the planet, I've taken the task to my crew to advise the people here on both their own legal situation and how it relates to Federation law and Federation requirements. We cannot advocate for Federation membership, however we can present the legal options available to the Molotians, Ferengi, Klingons, and Romulans on the world, and my own belief is that a more equitable democratic system is possible, desired, and overlooked due to cultural differences between the peoples here. The various parties on the planet have asked for our assistance as mediators, and I have accepted happily. End log. Directives.
The only caveat.
Go for it. Directives:
caveat,
patrol around the Molotian homeworld, ensure the safety and security of Malot, and provide the people of Malot any aid required.
The only caveat is it's not a plurality, it's a majority.
Well,
because that definitely has huge implications, whether it's a plurality or a majority.
Fair enough. I forgot which one it was.
Hey, I know this map. Well, this graphic style.
Uh-huh.
It's a good pack.
I'm pretty sure I bought it because you used it and I liked it.
Mm-hmm. It's great value. Not sponsored, by the way. I just really like the pack.
Sure.
Hey, I'm actually required to announce that. I can get in real trouble if I was actually sponsored. Just saying, you know. Um,
I did forget. I don't think. Yeah.
But say,
Grid on
Corbinian,
the
if you are
map and
offered sponsorship,
the actual grader,
I've
not
been
the
offered
same
sponsorships
size.
before, just for stuff I don't think I'd be able to, I'd be a good mouthpiece for. Honestly, I'm like, what the? Okay, no. The funniest one is when they ask me for mobile games. I'm like, yeah, the thing I stream all the time.
We love Raid Shadow Legends here.
No, we
Please
do
ignore
not.
the check in my back pocket. Yeah.
Don't you dare. No. Well, hey, we heard it in your video, and well, it sounds like you have some interest. No.
We check in on Ensign Caliph on
Future war
leave.
criminal.
Hello.
Uh, you have caught a transport shuttle from the spaceport, and are landing at a amusement aerodrome.
Ooh.
Uh, there's a uh, several small grass airfields around a large tarmac as well. And there is a large complex set into a hill that overlooks the rare flat plain in this area. As you're driving to the main build, or as you're being driven to the main building, you see along the tarmac there are ancient aircraft of various designs. There's some Earth personal transport aircraft. They look like they could hold hundreds of people. There's some Vulcan uh, military aircraft that, well, they do look like they have been demilitarized, but they look like a late model Vulcan nuclear bomber. There's some Romulan aircraft that you've never seen before and can only recognize by their markings. Then out on the smaller grass airfields, there are rotary aircraft and very primitive aircraft of every description. And you see a sign describes why you've come here. They offer tours and the ability to ride in these aircraft flown by one of their pilots.
Yeah, well, I'm going to, take a look at some of the Romulan craft because they're the ones I'm the least familiar with. And then, I'll go inside and see if I can convince them to, see if I can convince them to fly myself.
As you walk in, you see displays, various aircraft partially disassembled, kind of like a museum. And then you see various lines and waiting areas for different aircraft. It looks like today they have one trip in a Vulcan, an early Vulcan suborbital craft. and the rest are on their antique collection.
There's only one flight happening today.
No, there's only one flight of like a mid or late style aircraft, an
I see.
aircraft of construction that involves much metal.
Fuel. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the rest are mostly things from their cloth and canvas or very early steel body aircraft.
Okay. Yeah.
Cheap,
Well,
yes.
I would love to see if there's like an open air canvas 2-seater to fly.
Yeah, you approach a booth where two Ferengi are doing paperwork. Overhead, the sign says that it's a tour for aerial acrobatics and primitive demonstrations of primitive aero combat from restored replicas of human and Vulcan aircraft.
Yeah, she'll walk up and say, "Oh, greetings, friends. What are you working on there?"
They look up and say, "Oh, for you, nothing." And one of them leans out from the booth and sticks a paper next to the sign. The hastily written paper reads, "No children, no Klingons."
For special friends of Rick, a special discount.
She looks confused and says, I believe you may be confused. I am neither Klingon nor, for a few years now, not a minor."
Oh yes, that's what we said. You are fine.
She looks around. Is there someone around me? That appears to be the problem.
No. In fact, this building seems to be devoid of Klingons, and you didn't see any coming over with you. You did see a couple of Klingons arguing with somebody at the spaceport, but you haven't seen any Klingons along the journey since then.
Okay. And I assume the neighboring settlement, is a Ferengi settlement.
You wouldn't call this a settlement. You don't think anyone lives here.
Oh.
This is an aerodrome.
No, I know the aerodrome where we're at, but I meant the spaceport in this area over here looks like a city.
No, that's the capital. That's the capital of the place.
Okay. Oh, so we are not in like a Ferengi majority part of the world. This is it is strange to not see Klingons here. Okay.
Yes.
Well, she's going to say, is there a problem? I was under the impression that Klingons have quite a great deal of interest in things of the sort that you work with. It seems like it is bad business to reject such what would otherwise be a large percentage of your clientele.
They refuse negotiation with the Alliance, so we refuse them service. But we should talk about you, because we do want to do business with you.
She smiles.
Like flying?
She smiles and says, "Do I? I graduated in the top 1% of the Federation's flight academy." Is there any way I could convince you to let me take the front seat for this craft?
We have a 2-seat trainer. You could go out with one of our pilots. Malotian liability laws are not to be ignored.
She raises her hands and says, "I understand. I'll take the trainer." There's nothing quite like, feeling the wind in your hair and looking down and seeing the ground pass you by, huh?
They hand you a bunch of forms to sign before you get a ride out on to the airfield on a ancient motor vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
And we go to a new scene.
I do appreciate that thus far we've recreated the dynamic of several, like, DS9 episodes in particular, where the A plot is that some of the characters are dealing with a big problem, and then, like, the B plot is, like, O'Brien and Bashir are goofing off with something.
So where we last left off, you had laid out a framework for a united representational republic, or republics, sorry. And you had a lot of work ahead of you to convince everybody to sign up, and potentially more work to do if you wanted to add specifics to this document before presenting it.
And we gain 2 momentum because 2 persons present have close knit.
Is there any way I could try, Krasik could try to create a trait of good relations with the 4, since I've been speaking and hanging out all day with them?
Yeah. You can give me presence command difficulty 2.
Leadership?
I would be looking for something closer to diplomacy.
Okay. How about renowned Starfleet officer to lower the difficulty?
I'm gonna say that that is not at play.
Okay.
Because nothing about the other 3 cultures has really changed their underlying distrust of the Federation and Starfleet. It's just they find themselves in a situation where they're somewhat useful.
And I will give you a threat and roll 3 dice. That'll activate bold command. Here we go.
Generates 1, I believe.
There, that'll give us a little bit of a lever for the tasks.
Yep, you'll have the trait successful diplomatic groundwork.
Cool.
So what you see, Captain, here in the document is the framework that I believe best matches with current best practices of Federation membership, as well as templates that are as close as I can manage to align with what we know of the parties that may be involved. But there is a certain level, and I've translated it into their various languages, so there'll be a lot less with annotations for those who speak with each party, so that it stays in the same formal legalistic language that each party would be used to. But at the end, it does come down to sitting down and explaining it to them and clearing up any misunderstandings that may come from it. At the end of the day, subjects can be led to a logical conclusion, but diplomatic consternation needs to be ratified by the end of it.
Of course. Good work on the outline, Commander. And the captain will start taking a look through it as well.
And Krasik will look through it with an eye to having heard the Romulan complaints against the Klingons and all that stuff, and the Klingons against the Ferengi and the Ferengi and so on, to see if there's anything in the outline that I can identify as like, okay, this is going to be a problem here, this is going to be a problem there, to kind of prepare us for the points of major potential pushback, I guess.
For free, I will tell you there is none of that so far, because all you have in general is you kind of have in U.S. Constitution terms, you have enough to know that there should be an executive, legislative, and judicial branch. You don't actually have those defined, and much of the subclauses and stuff are yet to be defined as well. You have a framework. It should be a representative government representing smaller regional governments, but you don't have much more than that right now, which you do see would be easy to make progress convincing the Ferengi to sign up, because there's nothing objectionable. They want this kind of government, and you've kind of left it open for them to negotiate, and they feel confident in large-scale negotiations. But everybody else is still kind of difficult to get up, because there's not much yet to agree to.
Okay, fair enough. It's worth a shot.
The biggest thing will be as well that the majority of them have shown some enthusiasm for Federation membership, and through this mechanism they can still, for example, the Molotians can still manage. I believe the Molotians will be the most resistant, since they're the only one in this agreement that doesn't particularly show interest. But in this framework, they can have a representative. They can still voice their own particular opinion and still have their own self-sovereignty, much as how the Andorians have particular laws about dueling, or the Trill have their particular laws about the life forms on their planet, that sort of thing. But those particular details do need to be hammered out by the member groups. Hi. Well, everybody, we're going to see my screen for a bit, but that's okay.
So yeah, you do have the ability to add in things that might make this more appealing to different groups.
All right. Could I work on sketching out what a framework of the interrelation between these different republics could look like under a unified system? Given, current Molossian law and the fact that they'd be interfacing with the Federation.
You focused on how agreements would be made or how disputes would be resolved?
How disputes would be resolved.
Okay. So yeah, you find yourself working on a draft of a judicial system, not one focused on law enforcement as it's relevant to the lives of individual people, but more on resolving disputes between governments.
Constitutional court.
Give me Reason Command, difficulty 3.
All right. Diplomacy is a focus?
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. And do we still have the command team? Or can I reinstitute that?
You still have it.
Okay. Then
Crescent can assist.
cool. Can I apply the command team trait as well to the task?
Yes.
Cool. Then preparation is online. I will spend 1 momentum for a third die. All right. So I believe we generate 2.
Div was 3, no?
Apply to trait.
Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad.
I understand you wanted to cheat me out of momentum.
Yep.
All right, this should provide a legalistic framework for what has until now been a somewhat nebulous system of paper submissions and claims. Which reminds me, we should also write out a proposal for a diplomatic corps service member or diplomatic outpost here to help in the resolution and institution of Federation membership if they do decide to go in that route.
If you like, Captain, I could attend to that problem, as I imagine that the finer explanations of the idea is best served by those who have a high capacity for social interface with persons not overly or uniquely augmented.
Very well, Commander.
So the suggestion of a constitutional court has you think will make it easier to talk with the Romulans and the Molotians on this, but hasn't changed the likelihood of convincing them. They're more willing to hear you, though. The Klingons are less willing to hear about this because they still have notions of might makes right.
Well,
Hmm.
we could sweeten the deal for the Klingons by pointing out that the Federation has the most advanced transporter technology and ongoing research into the transporter and its effects. And that as members, even though some of the steps taken to be members might be difficult, but as Federation members, they would have access to all of this research about transporters and their effects. They are highly interested in such things. It would
Commander.
sweeten the pot.
One of the an ensign in the command staff says, "I think there's precedent for requesting facilities as part of the agreement. We could say one of their requests is a matter energy conversion lab. If the Federation builds another one, they have to consider this planet first."
Yes, I believe that would interest the Klingons greatly. And as a Federation member world, they could, of course, push for the need for such a facility.
Presence Command, this would have to be led by Arcos, because the Federation is going to want the chief diplomat involved here to
Right.
explain why this concession is being given.
Because they are religious fanatics.
Command difficulty 3.
Cool.
Because Starfleet would rather build it where it makes sense logistically than out here, but, if the needs of the Federation
Focus in logistics then.
require it. Yeah, you could point out, actually, adjusting this route or that route, it would not be any more difficult to keep this facility running.
Given the cultural considerations and these particular allowances for logistics changes, it would be a fairly minor concession that could result in blah blah blah.
Plus, they're pretty technologically advanced. Like they're at our tier of tech, so it's not like it's you're not
Right.
you're not uplifting them to get to our level too much.
Mm-hmm. Command team again to apply.
Yes.
Right. And I will spend one for a third die again on momentum. I'll fish with that 16.
There you go.
Cool.
Yay.
So that was lower to diff 2 from the trait, and we rolled 5, so 3 generated off that. Plus a bonus float because I purchased a die with patient.
Which you had last time too. My bad.
All right. Yep.
Yeah, but I didn't have anything to apply it to.
It will still be complicated to get the Klingons to listen, but if you can, the actual work to convince will be much easier. I.e.,
Can
if
I-
the unchanged resistance has gone from 4 to 0, because they really want this.
Could I spend momentum to increase the potency of the trait I created?
It wouldn't have any effect. It's already. I already
Right.
considered it to reduce the resistance.
They only got resistance.
In effect, I kind of considered it to already be of potency 2 when it relates to the Klingons. So the resistance has already been reduced by 4. So
Gotcha.
not much more it could do.
Let's see. Trying to think, is there anything I can spend that float on then? Maybe a question as to how this proposal could be structured in such a way that it seems appealing to any of the other factions?
Federation labor laws will already be attractive to the Ferengi.
Mm-hmm.
However, the transition to a potentially cashless society might meet with some resistance.
And a acknowledgement of the planet as belonging to the Molotians would definitely go a long way for them.
Okay. I think I will double check that seems correct under Federation law as well. It's not conflicting with anything, but I think it isn't.
As long as they agree to it, that's the core thing. You can't have an autocracy demand to other members of your planet do this. Like if you agree on it, you agree on it. If you want to change it, here's the mechanism to change it, sort of thing.
Yeah, give me insight command difficulty 2.
All right, I can do that, I guess. It's like command difficulty 2. Diplomacy focus?
No. It'd have to be something legal adjacent.
Okay. I will spend for joined then, and give myself a focus in. Let's see. Would governmental systems work?
Yep.
Cool. I'll go for governmental systems.
No.
Definitely saying this is from an early life who worked in helping to establish the current Trill government system.
Hmm.
All right. Command team trait.
Yes.
Cool. Then I'll just roll 2 dice. Don't need a reroll.
Boop.
3 gained.
3 float.
Um,
Plus 1 more because of your thing.
Yep.
Oh, you didn't buy dice. Sorry, my bad.
Oh no, I didn't buy dice. Yeah.
so
Wait, that's wrong then. Oh,
you
should
would
actually-
get into trouble if you did anything that made it easy or likely to form a Molotian ethno-state. Like if somehow this gave enhanced rights to Molotians over the others, that could cause problems and potentially be rejected by the Federation outright, because the Federation's going to have citizens who want to move here and expects Molotians want to move somewhere else, and the Molotians are not going to want to move to Earth and then find out they're second-class citizens to humans. But you can, in the beginning part of the document that lays out the goal of the document, lay out that is a principle that this planet is the natural home of the Molotian people.
Yeah, they are the indigenous inhabitants.
Yeah, so you can acknowledge it and put it in the document so that if disputes have to be resolved, it's part of the document, but there's not a section 1. The Molotians are citizens of enhanced status or something.
Right. I imagine there is something about like indigenous sovereignty somewhere in precedent within the Federation.
Earth and humans,
Look at-
Vulcan and Vulcans.
Yeah. Where it's
I
like,
think
yeah, they
you-
don't
I
have
think
enhanced rights, but this is their home world.
I think it's a pretty rare issue, because on all those other places, any other group that has come in is not is nowhere close to outnumbering the native population, right? It would take
Yeah.
most of the population of Vulcan to move to Earth to override the billions that live on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Coming to a planet that has a lower population and has had a lot of people move in is a unique scenario, because in those other places you don't so much need a Vulcan constitution that says Vulcans are for Vulcans. It would take literally the whole transport capacity of Starfleet moving humans for years to change that. So it's such an unlikely scenario that I doubt you'd find it too many places.
Yeah, more.
It might be then more regional on planets and such.
Yeah. Which is not in Federation's purview most of the time. But yeah.
True, but it is in Federation precedent.
Like, there's somewhere to pull from. It's like, we'll have to adjust it to have the Molotian variant on the rule, but...
If you would rather have some kind of protected citizenship status, you could try to find a planet that has a precedent. But that would be different than establishing a principle and letting the courts resolve any issues that come up.
I think leaving it in a prime directive sense, minimal interference, like they are their own sovereign planet. We're just really, what our task here, I think, is to be their advisors on the laws that they could have access to. It's like, here's what you could do, but largely you need to figure out what you're doing. We're just trying to make it as easy for you to integrate into Federation membership status, which you could do, but we need to figure out how to get you there, how to get you up to that on-ramp position, and still maintain their current status quo in a sense. It's like we're not ceding the planet to any of the powers, sort of thing. Because they kind of treat each other as sovereign state. Like even the Molossians kind of just said, yeah, they're sovereign. Like their planets, their buildings are their buildings. Yeah, so they kind of have this weird.
God, are we gonna have to read up on like land use laws on Malot? Probably wouldn't be a bad idea, honestly.
Probably not.
So would you like to spend to create a trait here?
Oh, yeah, I was looking up stuff.
Created space NIMByists.
Maybe like create the trait of homeworld acknowledgement.
Yep. If anything, the Molossians are the example of space yimbyists. They want everybody in their backyard.
Yeah. No, yeah.
And they don't want to go to anybody else's backyard.
No, your backyard's weird and different. My backyard is how I like it.
Right. The older I get, the more I understand that.
In making jokes, I forgot what you said, so I wrote native planet clause. What is that different from what you said?
I said homeworld acknowledgement, but that's basically the same thing, I think.
Okay.
You got one more float.
Well, I have no idea what to do with it. Any ideas?
Nothing jumping to my mind.
Cool. Might just let it fade then.
The Molossians have already indicated an interest in Ferengi games of chance. And at least, what is his name? I can never remember his name last time. Bach Jortel has a penchant for Gach. Perhaps easier access to these amusements and hospitality aspects between the Klingons, the Ferengi, and the Molossians might be attractive to all three entities. The Klingons could help supply Gach, the Ferengi run the gaming, the Molossians enjoying both. An ease of that might intrigue the Molossians at least. I think the Ferengi as well. I'm sure their trade union would be interested in the contract for running the games.
Something like a Bureau of Entertainments and Commerce, as instituted in the agreement. So they know that's something they can get from the beginning.
All three sides. There's a market for your expertise with games. There's a market for Klingon foodstuffs.
Perhaps, actually.
Perhaps some sort of internal market arrangement.
Reason command, difficulty 3. It's a good suggestion. It's kind of weird that such an overarching commercial body doesn't already exist here.
Do you want to take lead on that one then, Grassic?
Can it be me, or does it need to be the captain?
It can be you. There was only that one task that had to be you. I mean, had to be the captain.
Reason command difficulty 3. Okay. I really have anything much I can throw at this. So we'll give you a threat for a third die and bold. If I could get an assist from the captain, that would be awesome.
Absolutely.
And you have the command staff to pull that down if you will.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
you
do
can
that.
apply that trait.
Yeah. So let's pull that down to 2 and see what happens. Okay.
Government systems for the assist focus.
Yeah. There's 2 with the
Yes.
reroll for bold.
Bam.
Nice.
Say hello to float.
So 2 gained. Being the only ones who don't stand to gain much, and the fact that you've really lowered the diff for all the rest, it's going to be trivial to convince the others. The Romulans are going to be a holdout, difficult to convince. So the other progress tracks have been eliminated.
Yay, us.
Oh, there you go. Anything you want to do with that? The 2 float, rather.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a good trait to bake off of that. So we basically created a Ministry of Trade or of internal trade or something.
I've
with
an
that
idea.
I was thinking more like commercial union, like there's
fair enough.
rather than just a government department, like something more like a
Planetary Chamber of Commerce.
The European. Is it the European Chamber? No, it's the EEC.
Yeah.
Or the.
I
don't
the
remember
European Economic.
Yeah,
EEC.
Yeah. The one that the Norwegians won't join the EU fully because they want their fish and the oil and the.
Well, the critical thing here is they don't want their fish. They want the fish in the oven, not in the ocean where fish belong.
Actually, maybe it's wrong. I think that I know the EEC was the precursor to the EU, but I don't remember what it stands for, and I don't know if it's still legally distinct from the EU. Like it's.
There is a.
I don't think this is very relevant to our current session.
Think of it as the Commonwealth.
Nah. One suggestion I might have for creating it. Well.
No, go ahead.
The last time the Europeans got together and decided on a single king was like 800 something.
Some sort of maybe a created trade or something like that. On the back of this, that makes it easier for them to create other such ministries because they have a precedent of here's a economic union that this document signs into law. And if we want to make something else that covers other things not otherwise presented, here's the framework that we may decide to do that for these reasons.
I wouldn't accept that because that's covered by the United Representation Republics. The basic form you've already set out says that this body has that power.
Yeah.
Right. They have the ability to represent and to make legislative decisions. So I would say you've already covered that.
Yeah. Okay.
Could we create the trait of Romulan FOMO?
Look at all the cool things they're getting.
Well, yeah, it's the whole thing of the other 3 parties on this planet are about to get together and do all this stuff. Do you really want to give up on any potential future advantages that might bring to the Romulan Senate in exile or whatever the hell you're styling yourselves?
I'll take that.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to spend for the first time I get something on politics.
I'm actually going to call it that because there's not really a better way to describe that.
Right. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Commander, one thing to consider is for the Romulans, from what you reported on their status, they likely have a very strong desire to push into council questions of their recognition as a statehood, which I would hazard to think that they will not receive the immediate and ultimate recognition right away, but perhaps that can be arranged into the opening document in consideration of the Senate to have a special diplomatic mission set aside. Like there's going to be the diplomatic mission of them trying to become members anyway, but maybe as part of this, we as a group, as a United Republic, say we want an additional diplomatic mission specific to the Senate question that they want, because that way they don't have to go through the representative all the time. They don't have to argue about it. It's just, here, you have your own dedicated diplomatic corps section that's going to be helping you with your problem.
I think that is an excellent idea. I will also note that of all the governments, per se, that I visited today, the Romulans seem to be the most interested in governmental forms and bureaucracy. Their expertise in such matters could be of great value to the new government, and an opportunity for the Romulans themselves to apply such expertise. They seem to love their meetings.
As is common with across the rest of the Federation system, there's, at least off the top of my head, 10 bureaus and committees standing beyond the core membership and the Security Council, of course.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out, because we've managed to find elements that the other three bodies want from each other in some combination. The potential special representative for trying to convince the Federation Council to recognize them as a Senate in exile is an excellent choice. I'm trying to find out if there's another way to entice the Romulans to agree. And the only other, besides their disagreements with the Klingons, the only other major thing I noticed was their rigid adherence to governmental forms, even with so few of them.
They also had a strong desire for some form of military protection.
Which membership in the Federation gives them access to the peacekeeping services of Starfleet. So that kind of... They may want to... I mean, there's two parts, from what I think. There's the aspect of Starfleet protection and assistance, which is admittedly not exactly speedy unless a permanent station was put here. But perhaps an establishment of a peacekeeping mission here with... either a planetary defense force of some kind or a Starfleet security arm. Specifically for planetary issues, sort of how certain planets have dedicated security services on the world. Not military bases per se, but more in the law enforcement and planetary defense side of such assignments. I actually knew a few officers that had such assignments elsewhere in the Federation. It's not the most popular assignment for people looking to go on starships and see the stars, but, you know, assignment's an assignment. So perhaps ratifying something to that effect, so that they have... And maybe, since they like the governmental systems, perhaps they'll enjoy having a system in place for such, so that they can like they already know. Like one of the big things we can sell them already is Starfleet's membership, but within their own government, like say the whole world decides to go, we'll go it alone anyway after everything. They may have in the system, hey, by the way, we're going to make sure that we as a whole will collectively create our own sort of security detachment of nothing. It's much how the Federation established Starfleet as a. I mean, it was primarily explorative, but it's also in the documents that they were in collective. They formed Starfleet as a collective defense mechanism.
Mm.
Rather than maintaining the Imperial Navy and the Vulcan command structure and all that.
Indeed. I also think it might be a nice gesture to call, if we are thinking of multi-cameral legislative organization, to call the upper house of whatever structure the Senate. There's certainly plenty of precedents, but it could also be, to the Romulans at least, presented as kind of a nod to their experience and governmental expertise.
There's probably a linguistic way to lean it more into the meaning the Romulans know it as. Because it translates in other culture groups, they have different. Like in Klingon, a Senate, if you translate it into Klingon, you basically are saying council or high council or something to that effect. The word Senate in that form isn't really a Klingon word, and even the word we're using now is probably unique to our translators as to what Gorn use and what Denobulans use, for example.
Again, I know such a name is merely a formality, but this group of Romulans seems to place great importance on formalities. It might aid in negotiations.
Well, what I'm driving at is I'm not sure how, without it literally using the Romulan name for Senate, like using the proper name for a Senate, that would be. I think that would be the most. That would be the most attractive to them, but I could see it being unattractive to the others because it's a. I mean, Denobulans, we adjust to whatever. We don't mind what we call things as long as we understand what we're saying. But certain groups like the Klingons may object to being on a governmental body that basically is Senate in Romulan. The Molotians, I likely won't care much. And the Ferengi won't care as long as they get what they need. But I could see the Klingons having the most problem with it, if anyone did. And I could probably do a version of the word Senate that's easy for everyone to say, but still accurate in Romulan.
Indeed, I think that is the key, is choosing phrasing that will translate for the Romulans as Senate. And that is...
So if the unified word is... Okay. Yeah, I can do that. Nods. Already grabs a pad and is already trying to look through the 4 different dictionaries to figure out what word is the best cross-sectional word that would make the Romulans happy but not piss anyone else off.
I would also... Oh, go ahead.
Reason... science? Difficulty 2?
Xenolinguistics?
Actually, probably difficulty 1, sorry.
Oh, sure.
Yep.
None of this stuff hits. I don't need to fire translator yet, because that's really for, oh god, I'm screwing things up. Yeah, I don't need it. Not yet, anyway. Da 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 da. I'll grab a die just to increase my chances with a momentum. There we go.
Nice.
That will go some way towards convincing them. You'll make the final suggestions and changes before preparing to go meet the Romulan Senate. And we do a scene change.
Boop, boop, boop.
We go to Ensign Zacalith. As you are up in the air, the Frankie guide looks over his shoulder and gives you a nod, and you can give me your choice of daring or control con, and you can set the difficulty as you show off and attempt daring maneuvers.
All right.
Or it may be that you try to impress them with your precision rather than your daring.
Let's set. Let me do some math here. Would you accept, just for my sake, would you accept the focus of small craft before I make up my mind?
Technically, it's less than scale 2. Definitionally, as a small craft.
If you would want a specific focus in, like, prop planes or something, that's fine.
Yeah.
I was thinking atmospheric flight or something like that because someone has done that before. So
Yeah,
I would
okay.
probably take it at increased complication.
All right.
Because it's in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sounds good. In that case, just so I have a frame of reference, so that's a 14 with a focus. Excuse me. We'll do daring. You know what? I was gonna say 4, but the ensign lives big or goes home, so we're gonna do daring con diff 5. Okay. Could I spin you on the value? Act quickly, decisively, and never look back, because that's what I'm doing right here. I'm making a quick, brash decision, and I'm not gonna think about the consequences of it.
I'll take it.
All right. Okay. The last time I used this value was when I used it to shoot the Borg and get an arc.
I would not say that would be a callback.
That's fine by me. Earning that determination. Take 3 momentum and 3 threat for full mit. And so that is 2, 2, 1, 2 is 4, 5, 7. All right.
2 momentum gained with the complication.
Okay, let's gamble. Okay, GM, you get a threat. Okay. So I generate, okay. Here's a question. Jim, in the flight controller role ability, it says, when you succeed at a con task to pilot a starship, you generate one bonus momentum. does this count as a starship for the purposes of that roll?
No.
That's fair.
Um,
That's very fair. But intense does mean that I do get the 3 bonus momentum anyways. And so I wouldn't do this with regular momentum, but can I spend 2 of those bonus momentum on the trait? We'll say fancy. No, we'll say. We'll say. Ooh. How about? How about? I was gonna say. You know what? We'll just keep it simple. Why don't we say impressive pilot or something like that to simulate that the Ferengi watching this are satisfactorily impressed by my moves here. I mean, they might not like how dangerous I'm flying, but I've proved my technical competency.
yes, I'll take that.
Great. All right, now you get to decide what happens with the comp.
You now have the player's permission, GM.
Well, I've finished resolving my role.
Ah, I see. Okay. I'm just saying. Goes into Capone's house telling Capone how to run his things.
Listen, all I'm saying is, when you get into a plane, you are accepting that many aspects of that flight are out of your hands. And that sometimes you live and sometimes you die, and there's really no way to fully
Alright.
control for that.
I've decided.
Okay.
So you show off several fast turns and dives, and then you hear over the primitive radio communication system that several of the other pilots are coming up for their tours, and you and your uh, uh, tour pilot agree to a bit of fun to simulate early aerial attacks on these tour planes for the fun of the other guests. So some like canvas and wood biplane, transport and bomber style, very large 4-engine aircraft are coming up, multiple passengers in them, and you zoom in between them and pass them as they get a taste of aerial combat. After a while, you land back at the airfield. The pilot jumps out, and several of the other ground crew run over and start grabbing your uniform to pull you over, all talking to themselves in Ferengi.
But you guys, but I had a blast, she says as she unstraps the helmet and takes off the goggles.
They, speaking amongst themselves, they point at a rotary aircraft sitting on the tarmac.
Okay.
And they kind of pulling you over, and you and the other instructor pilot, they start pushing you into the cockpit. There's a lot of notes on the dash. You kind of get the impression that they haven't quite worked out how this early Earth rotary aircraft is supposed to function.
Okay.
But the controls are in English.
Okay.
This seems to me some type of early Sikorsky.
Mm-hmm.
You hear more Ferengi chatter in the background.
I think either you or I cut out for a second.
Oh no, the last thing I said was that it was a Sikorsky aircraft.
Oh, okay.
Controls are
Okay.
in English. I didn't say
Okay.
anything after that. And so,
Well, the ensign's first language is Greek, but she probably knows some English. And
From 300 years ago.
well, you went to university in San Francisco.
yes, and I was gonna say, lots of airplane things are in English because English is the dominant cultural language in fields like aviation.
Hail to Canada.
Yeah. Yeah, we love them. We love it.
They said in English.
Hey, I never said I was immune to any of this. But yes.
Give
I
me
didn't create the world, I just live in it. But yes, go ahead, GM.
Insight Con difficulty 3.
Great. Does the trait of human help at all? That I've been raised by humans, I'm part human.
That makes it possible.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't be as
I was a
generous
Klingon,
with
yeah,
Krasik.
Okay.
Even in Denobo,
Right.
it's like, how many Denobos know English from 300 years ago? Why would you need to know that, other than going on tour guide things for at Starfleet Academy? Like, that's what translators
Take one
are for.
momentum.
Oh, one
Or
momentum?
no. Take one
No?
threat because
Oh,
I'm an Andorian.
I see how it is. It's okay.
You said Diff 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that tracks. Now, would you accept a succeed at cost?
Cost is crashing the plane.
The cost is mixing up any of two dials.
That is a very important thing to note. One number's going down to 0 really rapidly. That's called altitude.
Yes, I will take it.
No.
As you begin to understand how to fly the aircraft, you get a little ahead of yourself and you begin the takeoff procedure and are soon in air.
This is a helicopter, right?
Seem astonished. Yeah, it's a helicopter.
Okay. You know, lads, I must say, I'm not too familiar with these old rotary VTOL craft, but I think I'm getting the hang of this.
Oops, accidentally deleted your token.
Oh God, no, that's gonna happen in about 5 minutes. You're a little premature.
Which is fine because I looked through. Here's your Roll20 Pro membership advertisement. I scrolled back probably through 2 years of tokens to find a cyberpunk helicopter. It's not cyberpunk in nature, but it is top-down, cleanly edited helicopter.
Except for the little information.
Oh, that's some other bit that fell off of the helicopter. It's not important.
Yeah.
Saves weight.
And then I need to find your token. Right there. For no reason in particular.
Oh, it's back there. Now it's over here.
Well,
flying. You move.
And the way movement works is that you still exist in the old location and to the new location.
Ah.
Scene changes.
No.
Oh my God, are we going to fly a helicopter over the fucking meeting?
Well,
I was about to go back and say, hey, can y'all actually see their tokens? Because to me, it looked like they were deleted. Then I came back to this page and I can see them.
Yeah. That's
why we were joking. You said this is your token, and my token was still right here.
To me, they had disappeared. Yeah.
Well,
so we're actually down.
Before we had approached, I would have suggested to the captain, whoever else was going to put this to the Romulans, that we maybe go and dress uniforms.
Yeah, the captain will definitely agree to that.
Modestly, I mean, they appear to like formality.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all these Romulans that the GM doesn't have to spend threat to create to attack us. Because they're already
Mm-hmm.
in scene, so. Mind you, they'll have senator stats, so they're not great, but you know.
Well, the benefit of being a senator is that you pay other people with good stats.
Yeah.
Or you're
Does it
paid, or
really
you're paid by other people with good stats.
does it really count if you're in one zone with a bunch of people who can't use stress?
Are,
I
are you
mean,
suggesting that one of the players should do a suicide bombing of the Romulan Senate?
or just
I mean,
fire an area
I-
attack, you friggin' monster.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, that's so much more humane, huh?
Hey, I didn't say I was gonna vaporize them. That's the Gorn way of doing things.
I
Hey,
didn't think you were attacking them at all because they haven't done anything.
They're Romulans. They know what they did. For the people and glory of Rome, huh? I mean, wait. Wrong game. And I'll
damn right.
back a little bit because you both outranked me.
We go to the Romulan Senate as they have just joined a session. And um, as one of them goes to sit, one of the proconsuls goes to sit down, says, "Captain, you may deliver your statements for consideration."
Thank you. And I'll step up to address. The Senate. Uh, Honored senators, I come to you here today with a proposal that I will also be taking to the other parties present on board Malote. Present on Malote.
Spaceship Malote.
This is, yeah, the Starship Malote. This proposal seeks to rectify the imbalance between expectations and reality around what the Federation's role is in providing assistance here to yourselves and the other peoples. I believe there is a path to Federation membership through a new world government for the planet of Malote, one which would consist of a series of sovereign states joined together as a united representational republics. I'm sending you details on our proposal, which of course you are free to modify amongst yourselves. But this is my understanding of a proposal that would be beneficial to all parties. I believe one of the largest sticking points between the various political parties on Malote is a lack of a unified representational system which can make these sort of large-scale decisions and interface directly with the Federation. That's all I can think of to say right now. I'm sure Arcos would have more interesting things, but
Some of the senators indicate an interested question, and proconsul starts calling on them in order of seniority. One of them, an older Romulan. Since you can tell they look older, must mean they're quite old. Likely even older than you, which is rare. Well, half of it at least.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that. It would be correct, but
This proposal seems intriguing if one were to assume that the Senate were a lowly regional government. I'm not hearing any indication that the Senate's status will be maintained. As he looks towards you.
Of course. How could I not have mentioned the if you'll take your attention to page 87, you'll find the outlay here of a special mission with regards to the Senate's propositions to the Federation. I believe that this would greatly help in a formal acknowledgement from the Federation and proceed towards a understanding of the Senate's role in future diplomatic arrangements writ large.
As you start to speak, there are three of you in the scene. Many of the members start standing up to ask pointed questions, almost like they're trying to trap you. Like you're not feeling very much interest, and you seem to be almost in a diplomatic ambush. You're not dealing with one person, you're dealing with 20 people. As
it's like dealing with an
I spent
admiralty
for
board.
reversal.
Mm.
And we go back to the sky. Where Ensign Zakhalith is
Black Hawk down.
flying around.
Be on board with me. There are a couple people on board. You said
There is a Ferengi co-pilot who you could consider more of a pilot in training. He does. He doesn't really seem to know how to control the aircraft.
He also has
Also, there are several Ferengi in the back. They're not really strapped in. They're just kind of like holding on to the pilot seats and like looking over your shoulder at what you're doing.
hell yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and she's just kind of
though I will
explaining how she thinks things work by being like, yeah, so I was in a sim one time, and I think this is the altimeter, and that's like rotor control, and that's well,
for some reason they don't seem to be engaging with you. They keep talking in Ferengi.
she's going she's going to she's going to ask she's just going to say point blank, can you understand me?
They look at you, nod, and say something in Ferengi, and then go back to what they were doing, pointing out controls and dials, asking questions in Ferengi.
Oh no, I think I know what's wrong.
We flew too close to the sun. We built the helicopter of Babel, and now we all speak different languages.
Or your comm badge isn't working properly.
Yeah,
You have displeased the Lord and succeeded at cost.
Called L-cars.
In fact, you look down. You don't have a comm badge.
Yeah, that's.
oh no. When I put on that cool bomber jacket, I must have put it in my uh-oh, it's not in my pocket. Uh-oh.
And then you see a flashing light. You have used half of the fuel you started with, which was only a quarter of a tank, because they didn't know how to fly it. They hadn't fully fueled it. So both of your complications have come to light.
Hell yeah. I am
And at that moment,
uh-huh.
you see a blinding flash, and then shortly are whirled about by a shockwave coming from these sets of buildings over here as you fight to control the aircraft. The Ferengi are screaming and pointing.
Probably.
Well, it's screaming in Ferengi, I guess. That is screeching. Give me control con difficulty 3.
Yeah, she says hold on to your ears in Greek, and then you know, if there was ever a time
Complication range is going to be 5 because most of the Ferengi are not strapped in, and you didn't think to tell them to strap in, and even if you did,
they couldn't understand me.
Actually, they can understand you.
Okay.
Their translators work.
They've been responding to you. It's just that you didn't know that they were. So actually, yeah, but still, because none of them are strapped in, and you can't tell them to strap. I guess you could, but you could tell them to strap in. But
Well, it's too late anyways because we've already been hit by the thing when they weren't strapped in. You can't strap in after.
You're right.
You said okay. You said this was control con diff 3. Thank you for writing that down, Anafina. If there was ever a time to make a prayer to God, it would be now because it's probably the only person who can save you when you get in a helicopter. Control con complication range of 5.
If you're going to blaspheme against the laws of the natural world, then I don't think you can be saved either way.
No, it's the helicopter. I'm going to say right now, helicopters are the devil's technology. And all right, focus and improvisation. Does that count?
Yes.
Okay. I am great at pulling rabbits out of hats.
That's a different focus.
Trait of plucky.
It could become relevant.
Plucky, she said. Okay.
Your co-pilot certainly turns into a strange white-haired man in a odd-fitted suit with one monocle, drinking tea.
Oh God, it's the plane that makes you British. The trait of plucky, would that apply here?
Yes.
All right. Would the
There's a
trait of
Cheshire Cat on your shoulder.
would the trait of crisis qualified apply here? This is a crisis, and I'm qualified to deal with those.
It might not be after endangering a bunch of civilians in a antiquated
Uh,
aircraft.
Hey, they all volunteered.
That's what you'll say in your defense if you're court-martial.
No, because there are
Helicopter
no.
crashes are not covered by Starfleet training.
Yes, it's such a niche
Or your
technology
insurance.
that no one's using. Right. It would be like a modern firefighter being trained in like fighting fires on thatched roofs.
Uh-huh.
It's like, I guess technically a useful skill, but literally never going to be used.
Yeah, we need to train our firefighters on getting a big bucket, scooping up the nearest river, and then running as fast as you can back towards the fire. Okay.
They do it with
Control.
light all the time.
Control. Con. Um. 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 I don't think this counts as an attack pattern. I just saw the focus of strafing run, and I was like, is there any way I could spin that, or the talent of strafing run? And no, I cannot apply that here.
Oh, sorry, and I should point out, this aircraft is modern enough that I was willing to give it stats. The
Okay.
other one is just so primitive, it might have not,
Doesn't have
like,
any?
it
Mhm.
didn't literally do anything. It only did what you, like, it has manual controls that are direct actuation. Like, you pull a lever, that is a series of levers that go out to the ailerons, right? That there's no assistance, but this aircraft is like 1980s technology, kind of. So,
Okay.
so
Oh God, I've seen the dashboards of those things. That feels like hell.
so what I did was,
Watch your torque control pedals.
I'll put it in your.
Flying.
It's
such
under
things in
Starship Database Civilian Early Human Helicopter. It has systems of 1, and the only department it has is in Con, because it technically has a primitive flight computer. Oh, actually, its weapons are 0. Sorry. It has a primitive like communication suite instead of just like a basic radio.
In a little robot lady voice that says "pull up" when you're getting too close to the ground.
and it actually has, you know, a turbine engine that's that it has readouts of what its status is, rather than just a gasoline engine that's been strapped into a biplane.
I'm sick. You came at the perfect time. I'm currently crashing a helicopter.
The natural
All
thing
right.
for helicopters to do.
Yeah, no, it's what they want to do. All right. So, diff 3, comp 5, my trait of plucky is dropped down to diff 2. I'm going to spend 1 threat and 2 momentum to roll 4 dice. Oh my god.
Well, extra comp.
What do you want
so
to do
darn
here?
high.
Okay, well, can I ask you, if I let you handle this, will you just kill the character, or would something happen?
Oh shit! The helicopter crit failed too.
Oh my god.
No,
fall down.
no. In STA, there's so the only way for me to do that would be to inflict enough stress that your stress went to 0 and then end the scene.
Okay.
But no, in general, in STA, I would not suggest other GMs do insta kills unless it's like heavily telegraphed that you're dealing with like a queue or something.
I'm gonna space myself without a suit on for some reason.
So no, at this point, I am not going to insta kill you, even if you left all the complications on the table.
Okay. Well, I have a thought here. Um, when you challenge a value, do you get that determination back right away?
No.
Okay. Well then there is literally nothing I can do here because I don't have a determination. So, alright,
You made the
this is what
roll.
happens.
You do succeed.
That is technically true.
That's the thing.
Although,
That's the thing with complications. The success is whether or not the thing you're trying to do succeeds. Complications just are changed whether or not.
Yeah.
You fail.
You're not going to crash.
Yeah.
well, the other thing here is that with helicopters, planes you can glide if you lose power. Helicopters crash because they just fall like bricks if they turn off. So, like, we can successfully weather this problem, and then the complication is the engine breaks, and then it crashes no matter what.
I can't believe you rolled what you rolled, and they're still like taunting the helicopter gods.
I'm going to close my mouth now and say, GM, do whatever you want.
This is what happens when I join late.
By the way, take this
Several
It's all your fault.
bright, talented young Ferengi pilots go flying out of the
Jesus
aircraft.
Christ.
You survive. Nothing about them will survive.
Oh my god.
You got to swoop down and catch them.
You aren't that high up in the air, and you are over a river, so you don't feel that it's guaranteed death, but it could be.
Yeah, it's like the A-Team. Sure, that thing blew up and overturned, but in the next little clip, you'll see 6 guys crawling out of it. They're fine. They're fine.
They just got a little bit of soot on their face and like one cut on their arm.
Right.
So that's one of 3 more complications.
I figured. Oh yeah, 100% she's doing the sign of the cross right now because she totally thinks this is it.
How did this Andorian get converted to Catholicism? That's what I
She was raised by humans.
As the Ferengi pilot, you are rare. A Andorian human hybrid that's not Orthodox but Catholic. You are the only one.
I guess you probably would be Orthodox. I assume most Christians do the sign of the cross. That's probably my Catholic bias speaking.
It is.
Yeah, the Orthodox means I think you go the other way.
Okay, well that's
I'm pretty sure they're against going the other way just as much as the Catholics.
When you make the sign of the cross, when you genuflect, I think they do it right to left instead of left to right.
When this is done by the fingers joined, there are 2 principal forms. 1, 3 fingers to represent the Trinity, right to left, is exclusively used by Christians who belong to the Eastern Orthodox Church. And then some of the other ones are left to right. Got it.
Okay.
But not relevant at all. Fun fact.
The second complication is as you're so focused on saving the aircraft, you don't keep aware what the other pilot is doing because he's still sitting at the controls. And he grabs on to the control board to try to keep from being flung out of his seat and accidentally hits the primary fuel tank fuel dump. So you have lost
the best air show ever.
All but the fuel in the reserve tank, which might be enough to get you to the ground.
I was going to say my plan was to aim for the nearest flat piece of ground anyways. And at this point,
the 2 closest flat pieces of ground happen to be in the middle of the capital city and the burning reactor. The lines of elevation you can see everywhere else, quite steep.
You'd roll down the hill if you crash,
Your next complication. I will actually say, you can take 5 stress or receive the injury shrapnel as a piece of metal is carried from this reactor explosion and hits the helicopter. I will wait for reasons of not instantly killing you. I'm going to waive that you would go unconscious if you take this injury.
All right.
Injury.
Sure. I'll take the injury.
Great. You keep your stress. Normally you'd go unconscious. I'm going to waive that. You take the lethal injury shrapnel 5.
All right.
As you look down and see, actually, you try to lean forward a bit to get more purchase on the controls and realize that really hurt, and I can't really move forward as you seem to be a piece of shrapnel has hit you in the abdomen and basically nailed you to the seat. And the last complication, really making me work here on my creativity.
I'm not saying a
Creative writing prompt.
We're not giving you anything.
You accidentally engage the fire emergency control as you're reeling from the shock of this injury, and you flood the turbine with fire suppressant.
Well, can we burn the fire suppressant as fuel?
No.
No.
Oh, yeah, well, I guess the point of fire suppressant is that it doesn't burn, huh? Okay.
So you're going to have to auto-rotate to the ground. The good news is when you get on the ground, you'll still have a bit of fuel left. You'll just have to purge the engine first.
All right. Yeah, my 100% of my effort right now is going towards bringing this thing to the ground in the least lethal manner possible.
Daring con difficulty 4.
Thank you.
Is helicopter assisted anymore?
Remember, yes, it has a primitive flight computer. That's why it can assist it.
And there's a lady that says pull up on it.
It's trying to help you auto gyrate. It's just like it has a very primitive computer.
Yeah.
Okay, you said diff 4. What's the complication range?
It's back to normal.
Which is 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Focus and improvisation.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever landed a helicopter in real life before. I think if the ensign has ever done it before, it's on the holodeck.
Try to land one in a simulator. It is a pain in the neck. It is the worst. You can
see
can
the
flub
weird
your
thing
way to a plane. Flubbing your way through a helicopter is a nightmare.
No,
I remember joking about this in a cyberpunk game, but there is if you're gonna do a simulator and like you want to do the Miles O'Brien thing of like some conflict or something. Being a wanting to be like a pilot or something, you could be like, oh, I'll go to the holodeck and replay, the Battle of Midway as a Navy pilot or something against the Japanese Empire or something. Like you can pick a conflict where you can be a fighter pilot and kind of one of the good guys, or at least not being, you don't have to go to the holodeck to be a Nazi to fly.
Mhm.
But if you want to go do the cool helicopter simulations, you're never going to end up on the good guy side.
No, that's the thing about that's
You're
why
gonna
when I
be
say
American
they're
and
demonic
yeah.
technology, I'm including the fact that they're only used to do war crimes as part of that.
Well, except for certain Canadian Air Force helicopters are used primarily for rescue efforts, but
Yeah, well,
Yeah, but I wouldn't call that like a daring combat mission.
I guess,
I would.
yeah.
Hey, I live here. I have to. I'm not saying that.
We salute all of our boys in the
I guess
Canadian Coast Guard.
I take that back. You may be talking about something in like Afghanistan or something. I was thinking you meant like literal like out in the wild rescue.
Hey, that's pretty daring.
Oh, I
You
was
do
picturing
it.
like a boat sunk.
Oh, daring, sure. In
Oh, you got
in a combat, it is not.
you got like the Coast Guard SAR copters
Unless
too.
the polar bears start shooting back.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
give them a chance.
Well,
Those bastards are evolving quick. That's why we have to stop them.
is that your pro climate change ideology? I'm a
it's-
single issue anti polar bear voter.
You gotta win
Anyways,
against the polar bears. They're coming back too
Man.
hard.
Dude,
It's
they
a
cover
long
their
walk.
black noses when they hunt. They're the only animal known to have hunt humans for sports. Okay, tigers, but mostly polar bears. We have to stop them. They're too smart and they're evolving.
okay. First, I think we need to land the helicopter, and then we can fight polar bears.
The Chinook.
All right.
That's what I was thinking of. My brain.
Okay.
You can die on this task because you have a lethal injury that you're the only person who can help you with.
Sounds good. All right.
Does it?
Okay. The trait of plucky is that dropping the difficulty to 3.
Yes.
Great. Take 3 threat.
All right.
I don't have my comm badge. Anafina. 3 threat. Let's see what happens.
I forgot.
Oh no.
All right. You get close to the ground and it looks good, and then everything goes black,
Okay.
and we change scenes.
Fireball.
I said fireball.
I didn't ask how many orphans were in there. I didn't ask if they deserved it. I said fireball.
Fireball.
You guys talking about?
Nerd
Fireball.
stuff. That is the correct response. I take it back. Oh god, the Klingons are attacking us. Oh, that's the other members.
Captain, as you feel like you're in the middle of a political ambush, Bak Jartel, flanked by the head of the Ferengi Labor Alliance, Ferex, and the head of House Halnak, Kovac, rush in, and Bak Jartel says,
Trouble with the mill.
"There's
Timmy fell down the well.
been an explosion at the reactor for the city. Captain, you need to help us."
Oops, I was muted.
Oh,
Insight command difficulty 0, Captain. If something becomes
Yeah.
immediately obvious.
2 momentum generated because the 2 of us are here.
Mm-hmm.
Presumably, if the reactor blew up, then there wouldn't be any power in here right now.
May have
Insight.
backup reactors. Volume.
Gen 2.
The Senate building's run by Singularity.
Seems safe.
Micro singularity.
2 momentum gained. As yes, actually, power does go out, and then reserve lights kick in. You obviously have a duty to aid them, but also the fact that they're coming to you for help and not solving it themselves shows how much they need to be able to work together. This crisis, you might actually be able to use it to get past this Romulan impasse, but you can't be in 2 places at once.
That's what I have an XO for.
Exactly.
This is what having an XO is for.
So you're going to do the crisis, and Crassus is going to do the diplomacy, right?
Other way around, I think.
Step out of your ship.
Pretty sure my XO is better at the crisis part, and I'm better at the diplomacy part.
Yeah, we're going to immediately call up to the ship and activate the crisis teams with medical and engineering focus.
No, so Bog Jortel does say he needs your help, and then you take a moment to pause to think about what you need to do, and then what
Take a
those
moment.
captain archers do.
Look over to Commander, and I say, Commander, mobilize crisis teams. Get support down to that reactor facility.
Immediately, Captain.
I want you coordinating this from bridge.
Krasik to Vanguard. Mobilize all crisis teams, engineering focus, as well as medical. Beam me up. Cleon's like, oh.
Presence command difficulty 3.
Say again.
There's a lot. I said presence command difficulty 3, as there were several orders there.
Leadership?
Yes.
Okay.
And the crisis thing is going to come in too.
Okay, crisis company commander. How
Yeah,
about renowned Starfleet officer?
Yeah, that'll bring it down.
So I think those 2 bring it down to diff 1.
That is a intensity. That's going to count as intensity 2 if you have renown, because you're 2 above the base level.
Okay, so it brings it down to diff 0.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I will. This is presence command. There is always a possibility I will flub this. So just for safety's sake, I'll give you a threat for bold.
What are you talking about? Oh, I suppose you're thinking complication.
That's true. I can't really flub it, can I? So
yeah, can't flub it.
Yeah.
You're going to succeed. You just might also complicate.
Yeah,
That's what.
But I didn't.
You think, and then you roll 4 complications on a single roll, and then another one right after.
Yeah. That was wild.
You have a float. You dinosaur
One
faced
float.
person.
I do, at least from the GM side, I
Wow.
do like that they took away the instant buy off of those, because I feel like most games we just didn't have complications ever happen.
Because it was just, offensive momentum.
I'll spend the float and 1 more for the advantage of rapid deployment.
I'll take it.
Captain, do you need my presence any longer?
No, Commander, you're free to help with the relief efforts.
Nods.
I'll take 2 momentum to retcon that Krasik included you as well.
I actually have an idea of doing something on the ground. That's why I was kind of...
Oh, okay. Never mind.
That's why I didn't speak up to him. It's like, there was a half beat of, should I stay here? Hey, Captain, do you need me still? No, I have an idea. And I'll walk over to the person.
Bak Jortel.
Excuse me, do you have an emergency vehicle or ground effect vehicle of some kind I could use to get to the emergency site? Or some sort of crisis emergency central center?
Yes. We have a interplanetary personnel transport. This way. And he walks you outside. Where? That's how he got here.
Here I am striding after him in my dress uniform. It's like, well,
and then you realize, for free, I'll tell you, the captain seems to have stayed behind, and you're walking away with 3 very important political people. And there's a moment. Do you need them to do what you need to do? Because the captain definitely might need them, but you might need them as well for authority, for their knowledge of their emergency systems.
I would, as we're walking along and getting ready to go, if you could redirect some emergency personnel to the carrier. The captain is in the midst of a rather delicate political situation that could use your assistance. Unless all of you are well versed in intercooling power dynamics in power generation systems.
Presence command, difficulty 3.
Presence command, difficulty 3, and my comp range goes up because I'm a weirdo with implants. Makes me act all strange. So my comp range jumps up by 2 automatically. I don't get 3 dice on a diff 3. That's not how that works. It's a different game. I'm not going to fire value yet because it's not required, I don't think. I'll reach. Would teaching help at all? I don't think so, but I'll reach.
No, they're all much more seasoned diplomats than you are.
Yeah. I don't have that. It's not make or break for me to biff this, so I will spend 3 momentum. Buy a couple dice. And I don't think I have any cool things that help with this sort of thing. No. On the dot.
Dr. Ortel says, yes. The pilot can connect you. Here is an emergency set of credentials, and they type out on a pad and hand the pad to you. This should clear you.
Kind of brusquely snatch it from their hands and just carry on. Because almost that drone-esque, that is the function you should be doing. Sort of motion. And now the captain is outnumbered by main character.
And now, Captain, sans torn shirt and scuffs and sweat, you need to materialize a good old Kirk come to your senses speech. And browbeat these people into accepting a federated government. Or, restated, this is a time for Arctos to show her diplomatic chops. Whichever way you want this scene to be described. It's up to you.
I mean...
Hey, if you want to tear your shirt, it might help. It never hurt.
I beg your pardon?
I think Kirk was in a somewhat different situation.
Show.
This is turning to NX Enterprise all over again.
Someone bring me blue
Triple
gel.
X Enterprise.
Yeah.
Hey, the only way this show
The NXXX
this show is
Enterprise.
definitely gonna get canceled early, and the only way it's gonna stick in the popular consciousness is through the sheer amount of
Fan service.
Captain XO / Vic.
Uh-huh.
So you need to set that up.
It has to balance out that all of that makes more money than what we spent on a fucking helicopter crash that made all of the stunt guys sue us because they all got hurt in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, old Frankie's getting play out. That wasn't intentional. That just sort of happened, and we just stuck with the shot.
And we could have these giant head things. We totally could have built-in helmets and stuff for them into the prosthetics. We just didn't. In fact, all the prosthetics were just made up of like random bits of sheet metal, and it made it worse.
So is this a roll now, or more, or something else?
No, a roll. Yes, a presence command. The crisis has brought this from diff 5 to diff 6 to diff 5.
Okay. For the purposes of preparation, do I count as having a trait applied to this roll?
Oh,
Successful diplomatic groundwork.
Like there's a lot of traits that are applying to this, but
most of them don't actually apply because the Romulans stalled out on those arguments. It's, we don't actually have a way to work together in a crisis. That may be the thing you get them to work on. I will take successful diplomatic groundwork, though. The other is about how the government could operate or how the government could be set up. That the complication, the abrupt scene change earlier dealt with those.
Mm-hmm.
The reversal? Those were affected by the reversal. Sorry.
You're affected by the reversal.
And do I still have a command team that can be like handing me documents and prepared bits of speech and stuff?
Yes.
All right. So diff 3 then. Oh. Given that this is a legal situation where I am walking the line between my desire to invite these people to the Federation and my the legal strictures within which I can operate, could I make a callback to Old Friends and New Enemies Part 2, where I spent, towards the Federation stands on its ideals, they are our greatest strength, between Cardassian treaty law and aiding people.
Yes.
The idea of like, okay, cool. I'm going to spend towards the Federation stands on its ideals. They are our greatest strength.
Yes.
Good. Cool. And a focus in governmental systems or diplomacy?
Either. Actually, diplomacy would be better.
Cool. That means I don't have an increased comp range. Yay! I will spend 2 momentum to buy a third die.
You mean 1 momentum?
1 momentum to buy a second die is what I meant to say. I missed on all the numbers, actually.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Uh-huh.
Bam.
So that is 1 gained.
Boop, boop.
Mm-hmm.
As after your speech, the consul says, the proconsul says, the captain is clearly right. We do not have a way to solve this now or to solve this in the future. He says, I have to veto the motion to table this, as some of the unconvinced senators kind of yell back and down. And then he seems to call out to several of what seem to be his party members, and they hold a strict party line vote that's just able to get you over the threshold to get them all to agree.
Yeah, I can control it.
No, it's fine. Y'all can put yourself on. Otherwise, you might have your tokens not work.
Yeah, mine works. The one.
But
I know.
every other player can bring theirs on.
Can I, though?
Can you?
I think I'm busy elsewhere.
Well,
believe-
see,
You can pull it on the screen.
Would you want me to be playing Fox,
So
or
true.
would you want me playing someone else?
we
No,
might
you
need a
Like
play
doctor.
Fox.
Doctor.
Oh yeah,
I'm so large.
you can play whoever you need to. But yeah,
The explosion has emitted gamma radiation that caused the captain to become the 50-foot woman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We don't know what caused the explosion yet, so I'm not sure how much we may need Fox or not. Because all we know is that there was some sort of explosion, so we're not sure.
Okay. In which case, I think I might bring in the doctor just to give medical relief, and if we end up determining that there's something hinky, like security wise later, then we can bring Fox in. But
Yeah.
like in a later scene.
Yeah.
all right. I'm not gonna quite put us into turn order, but I will say,
Time is of the
Response.
essence.
yeah, time is of the essence. Oh, so Caliph is on screen, but not functional right now.
I was going to say, assume I can't take turns because I'm down with a lethal injury.
Not as a Caliph right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
Well, then could I play the doctor?
Oh, I mean, if you want.
it's not a bad thought.
Depended on whether you wanted to play the doctor or you just did it because you thought you needed to.
I mean, I'm fine either way. I think it's a question of, do you want Fox there or not?
Sure, we can bring Foxel on. This could very likely be a security matter.
Okay. And Fox was already on the ground anyway, so
Well, these folk
yeah,
are
you're
up on the
right.
ship, I think. Yeah.
Actually,
Moved
you
on.
can choose. Yes, you can choose whether you went up to the ship with Krasik, you stayed with the captain, or you went with Anafina to the planet's emergency response center.
I'd probably go.
Or the wild card had you tagged along with Zakhalith and were talking with the Ferengi in the back when everybody got thrown out.
That would be that you were down with a lethal injury from a helicopter crash.
You're not going to be down with a lethal injury, but it will be like the camera pans and we see you like, cough some and take off your helmet in the back of the helicopter.
I was here the whole time.
I was here the whole time.
I mean, you
no.
weren't in any of the scenes, so we can't say you weren't anywhere.
Yep.
It's just it doesn't really change any of them.
I think I will go with Anafina.
Okay, you've been observed, so your position is known.
Lieutenant Cat.
Schrodinger's Fox.
Oh, we got the title in episode that.
All right. I think Krasik, you're the first who's going to be able to do anything because you're pretty instantly where you need to be.
Okie dokie. So yes,
So you
I'm to coordinate.
find yourself on the bridge. Yep.
Yeah. So yes, I will coordinate the crisis team's deployment and response, as well as whatever support they determine they need from the ship. So I'm kind of, by the captain's orders, coordinating the response from the bridge.
What it's called?
I mean, if you want to boots
The-
on the ground, you can, but
Vincent
Okay.
Communications turns and says, Captain, transporter room, or Captain. Commander, transporter room is reporting overwhelming EM interference in the site of the incident. I also am not able to connect to any of the emergency personnel at that site via transmission.
All right. Prepare all shuttle bays for rescue emergency operations. Prepare all shuttle bays for emergency rescue operations. Have communications teams accompany with comms boosters.
Control command difficulty 1.
Just. Same numbers. So
Yeah.
As the shuttles are getting ready to deploy,
Can Dr. Nassar prepare medical teams for those shuttles and equip them with? I'm presuming this is some kind of nuclear radioactive facility.
the advantage of the crisis teams mean they have everything they could need.
Okay. Okay.
That's the particular reason they exist. So an officer doesn't have to hold their hand to get them ready.
and I'm going to go down.
Going with them could be you could go with them. It's just to say that they do not lack in equipment.
There's no way
Medkits,
he's
trauma
not.
kits.
There's no way he's not coming with them.
Does Krasik think he can do a better job with keeping supplies and everything flowing up here or on the ground?
Krasik will have to answer that himself, but I will say, as he's thinking about it, the comm chirp does come over as you activate it. You hear the senior lieutenant commander who kind of is acting as the XO of the crisis team, the senior platoon leader, or the company XO, says all personnel accounted for and ready to set off. We've Medbay has sent an extra doctor, not qualified, but I'm in this situation. I advise we take them as a volunteer, and we have no report or status on platoon leader Zachalus. I've had to entrust that to one of the senior chiefs.
Understood.
As they kind of stand by waiting for any other further instructions and Krasik to make his decision. As it turns out, maybe your most trusted other person in the teams is unavailable.
Well, she's on site, but she's not available.
Yeah, he doesn't know that.
I'm going to accompany the team down with the whatever team has the comms boosters, and leave orders to track down Zaketheth and let me know her location.
All right. As Fox and Anafina rush into a overwhelmed emergency center that really just seems to be for managing smaller, more localized emergencies. On a planet that has mastered control of the weather and doesn't have to deal with, tornadoes, hurricanes, monsoons. You've guessed that their ability in this area has atrophied a lot, and they look quite overwhelmed. You do hear as you walk into the main control room, a notice that there's a small fleet of Starfleet shuttles heading to the area.
Commander?
Glances around, takes in everything. I'm going to try to look around to see what looks to be their whoever the director might be, or the control and command station is in the room, if any, because they might not have that sort of setup.
Insight Command, difficulty 3.
Are you particularly observant with command systems there, Lieutenant? Identifying things like that with your investigative or tactical background? Because I'm very good at command, but I have no focus in this area.
Identifying command systems? In what sense?
I'm trying to find who's where the head console or head personnel in the room is. So, are you particularly well trained in that area?
It's something I've had to do once or twice. What would the role be?
Mechanically, I'm wondering if you have a focus. We're looking at Insight Command Diff 3. I have decent dice, but I don't have any focus that lands well.
Yeah, the only thing I could pitch would be espionage, but that's it.
Would that fire?
No.
Worth asking.
Okay.
I will gladly take your assist then, because I'm not sure I'm gonna bit. I might biff this.
What is the skill?
Insight Command.
The two of you try to look around the room and talk to each other about who is in charge.
I do have a 13.
Same.
Okay, so it doesn't matter then.
I will throw. Okay. Actually, you know what? I will take a threat, or give you a threat, and spend 2 momentum. So I'll buy 2 dice. On the button, why not? +1.
Momentum gained. That's the problem. There's almost no one. There's a couple of junior deputies for different departments, but by and large, this has happened too quick for anyone of responsibility or seniority to arrive, and no one seems to know if or when they'll get here.
So are we doing a thing where like we're figuring out where the senior command console would be by like who isn't at like what station doesn't have someone at it?
Mhm.
I will, failing to see an obvious command console due to the lack of a person here. I'll just find the nearest thing I can stand on so everyone can see me.
You're trying to get everybody's attention and start organizing people.
Yep. She starts shouting out to everyone and starts reciting out that she has emergency powers. Then she'll hold up the pad and recite it if needed.
Presence command. Um, what is your Starfleet officer trait?
Just Starfleet officer.
Okay, difficulty 4.
Hey, Lieutenant, are you any good at commanding groups of people?
He doesn't have. He does. This is impossible for him. He doesn't have the necessary permissions. He can assist, but he can't be the main roller.
Okay. I will try to invoke the value a crew coordinated is a crew unconquerable because I need this. The reason I came here was because I knew that local services would be able to assist our emergency services on the ship. So I need to get as many planetary resources
I'll take
working. Boop. So that gets me halfway there. You're assisting me, hopefully.
Yep.
Boop. I'll buy at least a die with the momentum. Can I hit 2 on 13? Oh, sorry, Prez. Same number. But comp range jumps up, unfortunately. Because I am a freaky deaky Borgy person. So I act all strange.
Ricky Dicky Dutch.
The rest of this doesn't really fire because there's not enough people involved. I'll give you 2 threat and I'll buy another die. Boop. On the dot.
Don't help. I'm Lieutenant Commander Anafina. I'm here on behalf of your government to assist in emergency services. At this time, I want everyone in your senior positions to report your findings and current status to my lieutenant here, Lieutenant Fox, and we will work together to ensure this crisis is managed in a speedy, efficient manner in coordination with the starship in orbit. Those ships are ours, they're here to help.
There's a sign of relief as rather than anxious that the Starfleet officers coming in and trying to take control, uh, uh, people are actually relieved that someone has a semblance of authority that can get everybody on the same page. Give me a control command. Difficulty 0. To show us what. This is to establish traits showing us what resources you're sending towards Krasik. Fox, feel free to assist here as well. Or if you want to spend determination, you might even take the lead.
Control command.
Yep.
I'd be rocking a 14.
Same number. You might have a better focus
Okay,
than me.
then I'm
My best focus right here is like metallurgy, maybe, but that's some actual
no, I
You do have emergency medicine. So if you
oh
focus on, if you're going to declare that all the traits are going to be related to, if you're willing to confine yourself to only emergency medical assistance to Grassic, like sending ambulance shuttles or preparing hospitals, you can do that. But if you want the ability to create any trait, like some specialized team to help with the shutting down the reactor or something like that, you'd have to forgo. You'd have to just roll without a focus because you don't
focus.
have that. Yeah.
Okay, but you said I'd also have to spend a determination just to even lead.
No.
No. I was suggesting if you wanted someone who could spend uh, determination, it would be you because Anafina just spent there, so you have an extra strength right now if you really wanted to knock it out of the park. But you don't have to, and you don't have to spend determination.
Yeah, I don't think I will. I mean, I can lead this if you like, although I would only be able to do emergency medicine as a focus, and that would limit the scope.
I'll roll it here, and I'll take the assist if you like, because we might need your
Yeah,
powers to fire here for something
yeah.
else. I am going to give you a full mitt there, GM, because I'm trying to claw for momentum here.
Okay.
There we go. Oh, plus one
So
more.
up to 2 traits, unless you have some other spins.
So I lead a popular revolt against the bourgeoisie and submit ourselves to the board. No.
Playing the long game, I see.
We must establish dictatorship of proletariat, but only for a little while. Only for a little while.
Don't worry, we let go of power soon. So
It's totally weird to go
As
from
long as it's
I'm
pro
Borg, I'm the
revolution.
member of the perfect collective organization to I'm a member of the Vanguard Party, sit down and listen.
also known as the Soviet system. No, the one thing that Anafina wants to try to pull out of this is: does anyone know what the hell happened over there? Like, do they have? Is that a nuclear reactor that just detonated? Was it a fusion reactor? Is it like? Do they know what's happening? Because we don't know what we're sending our emergency forces into right now.
It is a matter-antimatter reactor.
Oh, it's a big explosion.
Oh God! So
But it's
event.
yes, but it's obviously not the main tanks, because if the main antimatter tank was compromised, the planet wouldn't exist anymore. Like it would be like a starship warp core detonating on the surface of a planet. You'd all be dead.
So something in there.
It could be the working theory is the most obvious thing would be the actual reaction vessel breaching, because there would be at all times there's a stream of matter and antimatter annihilating in that, so that could do it.
So one trait I'm thinking of generating is basically a technical dump to be forwarded to the emergency team, so they know this is what the plant is. Here's the current working theory by local engineers, because that's why I wanted to come here. It's like, I don't know how your planet works. What is that building that just blew up? It is. Give me all the information you have so I can start translating it into Starfleet speak.
You have the trait technical plans.
And I think the second thing, medical is probably not a terrible thing to do. Let's send along whatever hospital and emergency services they can send, because I'm guessing that building has a lot of people in it. Or actually, it's a question: is there a lot of people that just will need evacuation and medical assistance that outnumbers what our shuttles would need?
That would require a momentum spin to get that information.
I will simply. Thinking. I'm going to assume there is, and send additional. Just in case they need a mass evac, so it's not just on the shuttle. Those shuttles aren't doing all the heavy lifting. They'll have emergency medical services near the building and able to race up there and assist with what's going on. So. Lieutenant Fox, I want you to lead the investigation, to begin investigating now as to what caused that explosion. It could be a technical fault, but I am required to consider all possible avenues, and you have a unique set of skills that may be able to discern this from foul play or mere accident.
Of course. Determining the cause will probably be key to bringing this under control. I'll get right on it, Commander.
And she'll kind of turn away from him and give him a bit of distance, partly coordinating and then partly calling over to Krasik, to the Vanguard, and then eventually to Krasik. Here's the data, here's what we know so far, sort of thing. And letting the ship and know that this is where we are and what's going on. That way,
Fox is looking into it. We'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
All right. We go to Cicalis. As you find yourself awakening in the destroyed cockpit of the helicopter, as the Frankie co-pilot pulls you out onto the dirt, and you get kind of jostled awake.
You see her. Excuse me. You see her, like tap on her, upper chest as if to activate her communicator and say, Skeleth to Vanguard. And then realizing that she hasn't felt or heard the communicator chirp, she tries it again and then remembers that her communicator is broken. At which point, she's going to sit up and attempt to make an assessment of her injuries.
There's a big piece of metal in your kidney.
Yeah. Reason medicine
that ain't
difficulty
good.
2.
Reason medicine. Okay, we're rocking a cool 9. Take 6 threat. We're going to spin gold into yarn. Oh my god. Well, why couldn't I have been rolling like that before I crashed?
2 momentum gained.
And 3 bonus momentum. Make that 4 bonus momentum.
Yeah. Your abdomen hurts like hell if you try to move. And judging by the I guess, purplish blood, kind of unique to you, saturating your uniform. It's not good, but you can move your legs and your arms.
So that she starts mumbling to herself like full control of all four limbs, unlikely to have hit the spinal cord, massive blood from laceration. I probably can't pull this thing out, or else that would just speed up the bleed out rate. Can I create the trait off of this roll using some of my bonus momentum of like understood condition where I've identified enough about what happened with me to make it easier to help myself or have someone else?
I'll take that because that's going to reveal a little bit of extra information.
Go ahead.
Okay, so you get that trait, and you learn you also have the trait of dying.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez.
As she, my horrendous cough is probably quite appropriate right now as blood is pouring into her lungs.
The Ferengi tries to help you up and starts walking you towards one of the buildings near the reactor. As there's no one else around to help.
Well, let me ask you this. Do I have my tricorder on me?
Yes, I'll allow that.
All right. Okay. And I think I'm just gonna let that other two bonus momentum pass away. Oh, go ahead.
The scene already has overwhelming EM interference, so anything more than about 3 feet away will be nonsensical on the tricorder.
Okay, because what I was going to do was scan for radiation, but she's going to.
Yes, lethal amounts all around you.
Okay. Then she's going.
Actually, I will spend 4 threat to reveal it's not only you. You know that the Frankie helping you is a dead man walking. He has 6-7 hours before his body starts collapsing.
Okay.
And you also know you're dying in 2 different ways. From internal bleeding and from radiation poison.
And using what remains of her strength, she's going to grab him on the shoulder and try to pull him around and show the data on the tricorder that, presumably says in big flashing letters, lethal radiation, and is going to motion for them to walk.
He nods and continues to try to help you because he can't read it.
Why can't he? Doesn't he have a universal translator?
I guess you could have the tricorder say the results.
Okay.
And that could be translated for him.
Well, yeah, you had momentum sitting in your pool, so you probably could have ticked that over. I would suggest.
I don't think I'd require momentum. It's just it needed to be in an audio format, and you called it out, so I'll allow that.
Yeah.
All right. And then, not because she thinks it's a good option to wander further away into the woods, but no, I was going to say she's going to suggest they go away from the crash site, but realistically, the only way they get out is if they encounter the rescue teams here or the site. And so she's just going to, once he's been made aware of the lethal radiation damage thing, she's going
he's
to...
not a Starfleet officer. He's not a hero. He doesn't have the courage. He's gonna run. He's gonna kind of not like throw you down, but you're gonna kind of. He's gonna let go of you, and you kind of bounce to the ground, and he's gonna start running.
Yeah, she coughs up a bit more blood and says, "So much for the solidarity of the interplanetary proletariat."
Jesus.
Stands up, and she's going to keep walking towards the site, for lack of a better option.
All right. Classic, as you are inbound, you see the radiation ionizing the atmosphere, the bright blue column of Cherenkov radiation.
All right, everybody into their environment suits.
I'll say you probably look around somewhat confident that you got a good team. The first time someone said reactor and crisis teams come online, everybody
Yeah,
everybody came in their EVA suits. Yeah, there's just a couple of people with their helmets still off who, hearing you say that, lock in their helmets.
To lock in.
What's the protocol? I mean, do we have to land outside of the radiation zone with the shuttles, or can we get closer? What's the safety protocols there?
Your EVA suits are more than enough.
Okay.
And the shuttles will have to be decontaminated as well as the EVA suits.
Yeah.
Getting the crisis teams out of their suits and off the transports after this, when you're done with all this and you're going back, is gonna be like 2 days worth of work.
Yeah, sorry.
Like a couple of people are gonna have to sleep in their suits overnight for lack of enough people to decontaminate and get them out of the suit.
Bah humbug.
Yeah, they'll be fine as long as containment is maintained.
Okay. So yeah, let's do the heavy engineering teams to figure out what's going on and contain, get the reactors safely shut down, contain any leaks, make sure that we're not about to get secondary explosions, and then rest of the teams we're looking for search and rescue.
All right. Everyone can put their tokens on the map, and if your character doesn't make sense to be here, you can bring in a support.
That include a walking corpse stumbling into the building?
Oh, yeah, you're already here.
Oh, okay.
Right. I presume that the captain is not here, so I can bring in a support.
Well, then do you want to play the doctor? Because I already have a player character in this scene.
Sure.
Okay.
Comms team.
I will play someone else then.
Comms team
You're still playing
with me, and each squad to designate a runner in case communications continue to be a problem on ground.
Do we need someone engineering related?
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Just looking over all our options. A lot of folks with emergency repairs. So I think then here's my question. Would this fall under warp core mechanics? Because this is a reactor,
yes.
right?
Yes, it would.
Okay, then I'll be bringing. Yeah.
And is Anafina bringing anyone?
Checking back if my determination spend does call back to destination forever. Cool. That lets me know if I have my determination back. So, can they still get communications through the EM field?
No.
I will join
they can, but only back to they have the emergency comm buoys, but at this point that's going to help create a direct link to the Vanguard additional work would have to be done to loop you into that. Or in effect, you could talk to them, but no one else around you in the emergency building could. Like your comm badge creates a link through the Vanguard to Krasik and team via the emergency communicators he's brought. But like none of the other people in the building could use their communications equipment to talk to Krasik.
No, that's fine. I'm because I'm planning on being on a resource that if they find something, I can turn in the room, and go, hey, you, tell me about this. They ran into this problem. So
Okay.
Sort of the 24 support thing, if you get what I'm driving at.
Yeah, and Caleb, you'll want to pull your token on the map.
I'll pull myself on the map just to show that I'm...
Okay. Sure, if these guys, I'll be entering from this...
Nope. You'd have to come in. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go like that.
As you stumble through the facility not finding anyone, or at least anyone alive.
Oh, are all these people dead?
No, on the other floors, everybody seemed to be dead or not there.
Okay.
Oh, this is an elevator thing you probably came out of, it looks like.
Yeah, this is an elevator.
Oh, okay. I thought this was like an airlock to the outside. Okay.
You pass through a door,
Mm-hmm.
after having traversed most of the building, not seeing anyone, and you see 3 Klingons in regular garb, which means they're also not long for this world. And it looks like they're trying to open an airlock.
I'm just going to cough up a bit more blood and just continue to stumble towards them for lack of a better option. I don't think I have the strength to help them open this door, but maybe wherever they're going, there's a doctor.
One of them notices you and starts asking and then shouting in Klingon.
I stop clutching my wounds and will raise my hands and expose the fact that I have been lethally injured and pose no threat.
That one waves you off and goes back to what they were working on.
All right.
And then another elevator arrives with Krasik and team. And probably a few engineers.
Anafina to Krasik, can you still hear me?
Do I?
Garbled, but yes, you can make it out.
You're a bit garbled, but I hear you. Look at the gesture of the comms team to try and strengthen the connection.
They work on it seriously, but you don't expect it to be resolved.
Yeah. We're entering the facility now. What, Zakalith?
Hi. You see her. There's a pool of blood leading towards her, and a lethal stab wound, and she says, "Funny seeing you here."
God.
Krasik will pull out his med kit and try and patch her up.
We do have a doctor too.
Yeah.
Well,
We can
that's
introduce the doctor.
He's
that's
in
fine.
medicine difficulty 2.
Raison, medicine. I'm assuming emergency medicine.
Yes.
Combat medic does not apply.
Can the doctor assist?
Yes.
No, shoots phaser.
Cool. Darn.
The
Damn.
doctor can lead as far as that goes. I just
Okay.
Yeah.
So crew support. And the doctor, supervisory support. I
I
think.
think so.
Yeah, because we
doctor's
don't have
having
it.
her, I'll-
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
a
If there
cocktail.
are rank is higher than lieutenant, they were made as a supervisory
Cool,
support.
cool. So 2 crew support down to 14. I'd like to spend another for the abundant personnel bonus.
This doctor's definitely rolled before. There was a
Ah,
whole
Yes, he
episode
has.
where
There's
all
a
the
note
doctors
on
were.
He
the front of
has,
his sheet.
yeah, he has. But it doesn't say when you introduce a supporting character for the first time. I was checking the wording on this because the book does specify the word introduce for whenever you bring a character into the scene. Page 146. Whenever supporting character is introduced to an adventure is not the first time they've been introduced. They haven't been introduced before.
I would
That
read
to
if
me,
they haven't been introduced before to mean if they've never been in a scene before. Like ever, not within this session.
maybe? I'm just the wording of introducing is used for activating a support.
Oh,
I
well,
think
actually,
I concur.
it actually it actually covers what you were just saying. Either creating those characters anew or choosing from previously created supporting characters.
Yeah.
That's how introduce
Is that-
is covered in creating a support character. What was that, GM? Sorry.
Where are you referencing?
This paragraph for speed.
Okay. I just saw a text that definitely, yeah, it may be what you just said, but it says whenever a supporting character is introduced to an adventure, and this is not the first time they've been introduced.
Yeah, that's
So,
the paragraph I was
okay.
looking at. So
Now I just need to read the talent again.
yeah, it doesn't mention the first time they're introduced.
Talent.
Abundant personnel on the U.S. Vanguard.
Already, it's its own thing.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, you don't get to do more. It doesn't help you do more
Yeah.
improvements. It's just you do it now
It
instead
just
of at the end
does
of the
it
episode.
fast.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
that's how I'd read it too. Yeah.
I approve.
Cool.
So that's 3 crew support.
Yeah, 3 crew support, which is heavy, but I think it's worth it.
Yeah,
Um,
Hansen will cough again and say, I was in a crash from a flying motor vehicle. I was impaled with a piece of shrapnel below my sternum. I believe several arteries have been cut, but I've suffered no paralysis.
I'm going to give Dr. Nassar cutting edge medicine.
Didn't you just give him something?
No, this was talking about whether we could give him something,
Oh, okay.
but this is what I was going to give. Cutting edge medicine. Spend 1 momentum for a bonus die with cautious, and 1 for cutting edge medicine to lower the difficulty by 1, increase the comp range by 1.
Okay.
By the way,
Focus.
does the advantage I made that I got a trait to
No,
understand my own...
because
Okay.
they could just take you at your word as reconfirming, and since they're reconfirming, it's basically doing the work over again.
Okay.
Surgery or imaging systems potentially as focuses. I don't think genetics will come up here.
Sorry, ask that again.
Imaging systems or surgery as focuses for this.
No. This would be
Okay.
emergency medicine or triage.
Cool. Then no focus.
1 momentum gain. What the two of you equally realize...
2 momentum gained because I reduced the difficulty.
If you could wave a magic wand and put Zakalith in a prepared surgery bay at, the headquarters hospital of Starfleet Medical, with the best Starfleet has to offer, it wouldn't matter. The explosive cell death from radiation, the blood loss, a couple of drugs could make Zakalith coherent and suppress any pain and keep her functional and alert for half an hour, maybe an hour. But she'll be dead in a couple of hours, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Doctor will rebelt the tricorder and say, "I'm so sorry, Ensign. There's nothing I can do."
It's about what I expected, if I'm being honest.
I can give you something for the pain. That's about it.
I greatly appreciate it, sir.
Yep, and he'll reach into a med kit and administer a dose of a painkiller.
It's been an honor, sir, she'll say, and she'll give a salute to Krasik.
Good God. So there's nothing we can do to save her.
No, but radiation damage and the damage from the crash is already too much. In game terms, she accepted a lethal injury and then a subsequent complication. Without a med kit, she was looking at an impossible role. It was not possible to make the role, so I didn't offer it.
Man,
earlier.
that sucks.
So that sealed her fate. But I decided to rather than just say you're dead, play it out. But yes, so that's mechanically in world. Yes, radiation damage and the physical damage from the crash. She is dying a slow, painful death, but one that is coming.
The honor, Ensign, has been mine. Then, after a deep breath, Krasik will turn to the Klingons. You should leave here. The radiation levels are too high. I have teams to take care of this.
One of them looks and angrily shouts, "The Ferengi abandoned us. The reactor is unstable. The whole planet will die."
I have engineers. We can handle this. Engineers, to me.
Engineers, to him.
They don't get in your way, but you can tell from a sense of honor they're not going to leave.
Doctor, do what you can to help these people.
I'll see if there's anything to be done.
Can we get into the reactor?
If they leave and go to the surface now and are transported directly to the Vanguard, you might be able to give them 30 years out of the 110 they should have left to live.
It's better than 0.
Yeah.
That's just the doctor's back of the napkin math that he knows. This much radiation damage, he's not going to get fully restored life and functionality, but he could keep them
Yeah.
from an extremely painful death right now.
The doctor will say then, you've all sustained massive radiation trauma. If you get out of here now, I can potentially make it so you don't die within the next few hours. Otherwise, you are going to.
The one of them that looks to be in charge says, "You will go with a Federation doctor." And they look, but he's given them the honorable way out.
Right.
And they don't argue
Mhm.
too much. They will leave.
This way.
But there's no honorable way out of this for him. There's no one here to give him the order that he can then follow to leave. Give me daring medicine difficulty 4 to show whether the doctor's ultimately able to save them. You'll have Vanguard med base, so we'll count it difficulty 3.
Cool. Cutting edge medicine, increase the comp by 1, reduce the diff by 1,
Okay, diff 2.
and spend another momentum for a bonus die.
Okay.
I believe still no focus here. All right. Generate one back.
All right, ship's sensors medicine. Or computer's medicine, really, your choice.
Computer med.
Whether the doctor uses it for like advice on the latest techniques or to get a better understanding of the injury.
Got you one.
So that's one more hit.
Medical teams are en route to your location.
As your engineers start scanning and trying to figure out the area, Krasik the Klingon says, "The controls, they are non-functional. The manual antimatter tank valve shutoff has to be actuated. It's in here, but radiation has fried the electronics. The doors will not open electronically."
Is there a manual override?
There is, but then he grabs your arm and says, "That suit will not protect you in there." One of the engineers kind of looks at you to confirm, um, um, and shows you a tricorder that shows the radiation is enough to shred the suit electronically, and the gamma radiation is enough that it's not going to help.
According to the data they have, is there another way to get to where he needs to go? Like maybe not the main room, but like an alternate route to get where he needs to go.
Um. No, not traversable by a human. This is built in the side of a cliff. So this is all underground. This is the area that's like accessible by humans if you need to do something in an emergency. The actual tank isn't like connected to a place like you can go walk and like touch the tank with your hand or something. It's embedded in the rock as well. This is the place you would go to do something manual.
Okay, doctor. If you pumped me full of
The
anti-radiation
doctor is not
medicine-
here anymore.
Oh, well. Okay, well, if I pump myself full of anti-radiation meds before going in there, would I have a possibility of going in there, doing what I need to do, and surviving?
Reason medicine difficulty 2.
Right, Spock.
Wait a second. If you
Medicine?
can, there is a person here who doesn't. It doesn't matter how much more radiation damage they take.
Mhm.
That's
That's true.
Let
There's
me-
2 of them, in fact.
All right. But I'll go ahead and make this roll since I asked for it.
2 knows, right?
Yeah.
No.
I'll take a momentum.
I do. I know.
Well, la-di-da.
No, I didn't make it.
You think about it? Maybe. But without the doctor here, you'd be relying on your own knowledge and memory of exactly how much of the medications you gave yourself without causing irreversible damage from those. And even if you did succeed, you could find yourself in a situation like the Klingons, where technically there is enough anti-rad med that you could survive, but that survival is measured in, a couple % of what your lifespan should be.
Okay. Well, I literally cannot ask someone else to do this.
You can. There's 2 other people.
No, but I mean,
He means Krasik won't tell them to do it.
Morally.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I understand what Krasik's ideology is here, but
But it sounds like a coughing and bleeding incident comes around the corner.
yeah.
yeah, you see Krasik with his med kit loading up a massive dose of Haranolin, looking like he's about to inject himself.
You don't have to go in there, sir.
Well, the planet's in danger. Someone's got to go in and manually shut down the reactor.
And someone needs to be around to command the crisis teams for the next incident. That could be tomorrow, that could be next week.
What's your engineering, anyway?
It's not good, but flight controller lets me use con instead when dealing with flight or propulsion. Does this count as flight or propulsion? Captain, GM?
I have an idea.
Well, I will point out to Krasik that the Klingon pointed to you the manual override. It's not that Zakhalith needs to go in there and use a terminal to do a complex operation. It's literally go in there and pull a
button.
lever to physically close off a valve.
Right.
So it is a difficulty 0.
Oh. It's just
Oh,
difficulty
okay.
0, but you're dead.
Yeah, no, that's the problem. It's difficulty 0, but you're dead.
The Caliph cannot ask you to do this. You're already dying. Let the go back to the ship and let the doctors ease your pain and ease your way into the next life.
Sir. Sir, let me do this. I did something very stupid, and it cost me everything. It would bring me peace to know that I would have, that no matter what way things happen today, I could die for someone else. To die saving someone else.
Not just
Sir.
someone else, a planet. I will see that your name is inscribed on the Wall of Heroes on Andoria. I promise it.
I would appreciate that greatly, sir.
You sound like you're
this-
dying from radiation.
And I was about to say, this is the GM.
It's not
in case
acting.
in case you wanted to say, I think the thing is to take a vial of blood there. Um,
Ah,
that does not have to be what Krasik said. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Yeah, you take a vial of blood, you smash it against the wall. If here, a
Yeah,
blood
it's
stains
blood
there.
and water. Bleh. Yeah.
I'm sure we've got samples of her blood on the ship.
You're going to have some.
it's
There's
all
some
around.
all over this hallway.
Yeah.
There's a fucking path back into the woods.
Yeah.
Ah,
Jeez.
all right. Yeah, she's going to. Okay, I have to
First,
go through
I
the
need
airlock.
the engineer to find a way to give you a way to open the door after everybody's left. Because once you open that door, you're gonna. Oh no, I take that back. It's an airlock. It'll cycle. Yeah, you do need the engineer to help you open the door. Krasik is going to have to. Actually, you've got two options. The Krasik and the Klingon could probably together force the door because of the traits Klingon and Gorn, but
Mhm.
that would break the door, and then everyone in here will die. So you probably want someone here, probably the engineer, to give you a way to actuate the doors in such a way that the airlock actually performs its function.
Hmm.
That way they don't have to leave yet.
Yeah, she's going to turn to the Klingon and she's going to say, "Do you know how to operate these doors? Are you willing to manage them for me when I go in there?"
It's irradiated. The electronics don't function. He says, perhaps me and the Gorn can open it.
Or
Then we would all die.
I can see about hooking my tricorder up to the system and acting as a temporary control mechanism.
Do it, Brot.
On delay. I don't have a lot of time here.
You got a few hours.
Daring engineering, difficulty 2. No, they have a few hours till they die. They have probably only about 10 or 15 minutes till they are no longer thinking coherently.
And more importantly, that goes down the longer I'm exposed to radiation because it's exponential.
Yeah.
Yep. I will spend to my value. I can take care of that for you.
Nice.
I'll take it.
Emergency repairs.
Yes.
I'm just gonna roll the one die.
Yeah, having a way to open up electronically actuated doors in an emergency, probably the most important thing engineers learn.
Why didn't you just roll one die? You always
Because
roll
he
two
used
dice.
determination.
Oh,
I use
okay.
determination to get
So-
2 free hits.
So
fair
that's
enough.
1 momentum gained. And Brat's able to open the rear door and close it behind you. And then open the door into the room. And for a brief second, you feel like your skin's burning, and then
Mhm.
the sensation goes away.
Mm-hmm.
That's bad.
Yep. No. She's going to, rest her hands on her knees and cough up a little bit more, and then she's going to go hunt for the lever.
You see it. There's a dead Klingon grasping it.
Is it this guy?
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Then she's going to say, "Sorry, buddy," and push him out of the way, and then move over and pull the lever.
Daring engineering, difficulty 0.
All right. Watch me roll 2 comps here.
Not Diff 100.
Hey, someone are reading those things.
Nicely done.
That's the New
All right.
Zealand spelling for those words.
Oh God.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean,
Then that being done, she's going to yell out that the lever is pulled because she doesn't have a communicator, and then she's gonna sit against the wall and use the tricorder to play some music before she passes out.
Planet safe. Yes.
Yeah, Krasik and team, you watch through the doors as Scalus does actuate the lever. and sit down and open a tricorder, and then you can see her nod a little bit and then slump over.
Krasik
And
will
then
pound once on the door very hard, like on the jam, in frustration and grief.
And if you need a Krasik, is everything all right over there?
No, everything is not all right, but the reactor has been shut down. Ensign Zakaleth gave her life to save this planet.
Very good. Noted for the record, sir.
an engineer shows you and brought readings that indicate there has been a brief spike in radiation before it has started dropping off, and that's cost you a little bit of time. You're actually probably going to need to retreat.
All right.
And come back with new suits.
But is the planet out of danger? Is the reactor shut down? Have
Yes,
we done
it
what we need
is.
to do here? Okay.
Actually,
Sir?
the levers brought up a brief spike. So like you could stay here all day, and then this brief spike comes. It's like, okay, now we can't stay here all day. We can
Right.
stay here for 30 minutes.
Right.
Sir, given these radiation readings, we should retreat for now and come back with more advanced radiation mitigation gear. But all in all, the readings indicate that the system as a whole is stable.
Crisis team, fall back to the landing. Crisis team, fall back to the landing point. We'll regroup.
As you start to fall back, two engineers look at you and says, "I think the Klingon's gone, sir." And you kind of see him on the ground, slumped.
He stated his post with honor. Does he have any sort of like name badge or anything or identification?
He has a comm badge and a rank insignia that shows he's a commander.
Okay.
Within the house, at least.
Right. And I will. I'll take his comm badge and his Daktang to return to the house once it's deconned.
All right.
Yeah. So set up, get the ship to beam down and set up, decon facilities for the suits and beam down rad suits so that we can go back in and decon and make the repairs that we need to make. And whatever equipment we might need to do all that. And the appropriate equipment for retrieval of highly irradiated bodies.
Boop, boop, boop.
All doable in the aftermath. I think some of the dignitaries will be here.
Pop back up.
As we move forward a week after crew of the Vanguard spend a week in very arduous cleanup operations, and the captain managed to organize the signing, the interplanetary or intraplanetary agreement. Find them having attended many funerals for the Klingons that perished, attending the funeral for Zakhalith. An unusual one in most of their careers is the standard procedure might see you take the body back to Earth, or at least ceremonially, fire the body in a torpedo, which that is going to be done, but Zakhalith's remains mean that basically no one can be in the torpedo room. It's got to be done manually, automatically.
And she definitely does not have any next of kin.
The captain will have prepared a speech that is, suitably Starfleet. Touch of inspiration and the melancholy of the duties of a Starfleet officer, sometimes leading to these sorts of decisions and choices.
I'd say, give me a value of Arcos that drives Arcos's speech, and a value of Zakhalith's that is a touchstone of Zakhalith's of Arcos's speech.
All right. I mean, let's see.
Ha! Oh, there's one clear value.
I think there's a bunch of really clear ones, yeah.
She definitely died how she lived.
I was literally going to say, she went out with a Tasha Yar ending.
Mm-hmm.
Really is TNG.
You need a better lawyer. Your agent's gonna be. You need to fire your agent, get a new one.
God.
Yeah, we're gonna. Well, don't worry.
The actress said
She'll
she
come
was
back.
sick of doing helicopter stunts, and they were like, all right.
Yeah. All right, you're gonna die in one then. Yeah, so I think
from Arcos and
value from Arcos is from each according to their abilities to each according to their needs.
Okay, Marx.
Yeah.
Leader of the Vanguard. Actually, I guess more Lennon as
leader of the Vanguard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You get it?
Don't ask for Arcos's opinion on the Sparrow or making pig iron in your backyard. You may get an answer you don't like.
Oh my god.
And then I think for Zakhalith's value, it'll be act quickly, decisively, and never look back.
All right. I will allow anyone to swap out any value for either of those two values.
Okay.
What were the values?
One
It's
is
mine in chat.
Yes.
You can go ahead and
No.
copy both of them.
I quickly decisively never look back, and for each according to their abilities to each. Nothing in Anafina will change.
All right.
I don't think Pressix will either.
I don't think I will either.
You really made a big impact on the crew.
Yeah. It was a very emotional speech that everyone forgot in 2 weeks.
Having been to funerals before, that sounds pretty accurate.
I was going to say, man, you really are the Tasha Yar of this.
Oh God.
From
Is
the
it ever
stars we come, and from to the stars we return. It is therefore that we commit the body of Phoebe Zakilith to the deep, that she may continue as she began, star stuff, forever traveling in the night.
Oh, that's sweet.
Babylon 5, baby.
1-5.
Oh, okay. I thought you were quiet for a minute, so I thought you were cooking that while we were goofing off.
I was partly cooking that, but yeah.
Okay.
Microwaving it, if you will.
That's right. Warming it up a little bit.
Reheating it.
Reheating it.
There's a little air fryer over here that just went ding.
Ding.
Yes, that is a.
Oh, yes, I will give Fox a roll on that as you see the torpedo bearing Anathena fired out towards the star of the system.
what? I'm dead. The hell? What happened?
Oh, sorry. Caleb.
She really is the Vanguard. She's just killing people to her authority.
Fox had to
Well,
take you.
a very clever way to solve our Borg problem, Captain.
2 for 1.
There's a brief, personal tick or something that reveals Anathena is actually Zakhalith in costume.
Oh my god. Making some poor actress wear blue makeup and then wear like a face mask with like alien cyborg prosthetics on it of a different person.
Disgusting. What's
Insight
the roll?
security or insight command difficulty 2.
Any of my focuses come into play?
Investigation.
Oh yeah, yay! I don't have investigation.
Okay. Do you have something similar?
Interrogation.
I don't think so.
Okay, it was worth a shot. Well, since we're at the end here, I'll spend a value. Information is power,
I'll take it.
and then I'll just roll a die.
One momentum gained. Fox is quickly able to determine the Ferengi and the Klingons, like they said, stopped working for the Klingons. That included manning the reactor, and rather than shutting it down or trying to find someone else to run it, they tried to run it themselves without knowing really how to do it, and they caused a reactor breach.
So just
tracks.
good old fashioned negligence.
Criminal.
Good old-fashioned Klingon negligence, yeah.
Okay.
Oops.
Yeah. Well, that'll be the report, and again, presumably, part of how we were able to bring those to bring the Klingons to the meeting table.
Wait, I got confused there. It was the Klingons who screwed up, not the Ferengi?
Yeah, because
The Ferengi.
the Ferengi left, and the Klingons decided, "Fuck it, we can do it ourselves. We know what we're doing.
Yeah, the
got this."
Ferengi remember informed the Klingons that they were no longer going to work for them. Period, and that included the reactor. So instead of shutting it down or, finding somebody who knew how to run it, the Klingons just decided to try and do it themselves.
Well, this is going to be unfortunate. Yeah, Anafina's going to find her way over to the Klingon
I'll kind of
person
everybody
afterward.
kind of.
Joe, would I be able to get a private word with you?
No.
What do you want?
Kovac Show Helnek says, perhaps does your captain need something of me?
No, Joe. I require something of you.
You can see and get the sense he's a Klingon very comfortable with personal confrontation. As he says, what about? As he seems more than willing to draw it out here rather than to go somewhere else.
Do you wish a question of honor to be aired in open public, or would you rather have this be a private discussion? For I have no need to insult you openly, but if you make me, I will do so with glee.
He says, if lies you wish to spread, you may spread them where others can see.
I shoved the pad of Fox's report into his chest. Your people were responsible for the death of a Starfleet officer that was under our care. I hold you personally responsible for the dishonor and criminal negligence of your personnel. You should be ashamed of yourself. And I'll say it to him in Klingon. Just to make sure he doesn't misunderstand anything I'm saying. Because I'm stomping mad right now.
He says, it's not me who runs that reactor, and it is the Ferengi who created this situation.
Are you such a mewling coward that you hide behind such rules? Your people, your facility, their failure. You're the leader. You take responsibility like an adult, right?
I merely wish to help you find who you wish to blame. But if it is me, I will accept it, though I'm not such a fool to allow you to draw a blade on me here. If you truly wish, you may make your accusations known and name a time and a place, and we will resolve them in the Klingon tradition. As he's not armed,
Yeah.
and he's not so dumb, like he's not gonna just let like attack you and get shot down here.
I deeply believe in the organization I serve. And the officer who died saving your planet from your mistakes. So I have a suggestion that'll satisfy both our requirements. I want you, sir, to take the blood of my officer and put it upon the wall of Andoria. and remember the sacrifice she did for you, and to consider deep in your heart the price she paid for your mistake. Were I not a Starfleet officer, I might have taken you up on that bloody offer of yours. I will settle for this instead, rather than pursuing this in criminal court and bringing down any hope you have of joining the Federation.
Presence command opposed.
He's defending.
Given the nature of things, can I activate my intelligence agent ability? The creating a trait based on information, physical resources provided by a contact or by my agency.
Sure.
Thank you.
As is represented in
the treaty's not yet. Oh, do you have to spend something first?
No, it's just
Okay.
So once per
I get a.
And your information is the treaty is not yet ratified, and he is a wanted criminal in Klingon space.
Yeah, he still has something to lose.
It's like, oh, I could
Although-
I could screw up your day, make it a personal vendetta.
Yeah, it would have to be personal because those are for like being part of a suppressed religious minority. So Starfleet and the Federation are not going to deport him. But if Anathena really pulled in all the stops and kind of juiced up the report, it could happen. But it would have to be vengeful from Anathena. It's not just going to be accidental that he gets deported. Like,
Yeah.
you'd have to do it because you want to hurt him.
I may not feel pain or loss, but I can feel anger plenty.
All right. He's going to spend towards the value the transporter forgives all.
That's fair.
And roll with a full mit because you're not accusing a Vulcan of a crime of honor. He's still very Klingon.
Yeah.
So 4 hits and a complication.
I will bring in that trait, if I'm able to, that the intelligence officer was able to lend me.
Yes. So you're at 1 hit.
I'll invoke the value all are right, all are wrong. That's what's making this half deal that she's creating. It's like, I could pursue you in courts of law. I can make this a personal Klingon issue, but I understand why you're doing what you're doing. I don't have to agree with it, but I can find a middle ground that will make both of us
I'll take
pissed
that.
off.
Yes.
Like, I'm not happy with this, but it's better than what I was gonna do. None of my focuses really apply. Xenolinguistics, he can understand me fine, even without me speaking in Klingon. I will do 3 momentum, 3 threat.
All right.
For full mit back. Okay.
Momentum generated.
So 3 momentum generated because they had a free hit from your advantage. They got 4 hits and you got. Oh no, you got. Yeah, you got 7 and they got because termination. You got 7 and they got 2.
Make the trait no transporters.
He will take the vial and say, "Lest this be the last insult the Federation gives us."
I can't possibly guarantee that to you, Joe. I could just guarantee you that our grudge will be settled with this. My grudge to you. We live far too long to hold grudges forever, Joe.
He smiles and begins to leave, knowing that In a Klingon setting, it's very easy for someone to make a deal and then someone to open their mouth too many times and immediately blow up the deal in everybody's face. So it's good for, now that you've agreed this, it's best if he leaves.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you may say something and blow up the whole deal, or he may say something. It's not a good idea for you both to be here.
Yeah. I just kind of stare after him, watching him leave. And then I'll look at Fox and give him a nod of thanks, because you're the reason I had the data.
Yeah, I kind of imagine you've got the Jabba's band in the corner or something, and you look around, and now everybody goes back to playing music and talking or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fox just nods and then goes back to sitting down.
And that's where we will close out Hard Heads and Hard Hearts.
Oh, man.
And with that, everyone out there, thank you very much for watching. And for those of you playing and running, thank you very much for doing so. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Bye. Oh.
Yeah, so I did this, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do you can save the day, but someone has to die. And I was like, I'll just give you the problem, knowing that you can. It's going to be difficulty 0. All you got to do is flip a switch. So a support can do it. A main character doesn't have to die. And then for the first time, literally ever, I give a player the option between take the stress or take the injury, and they decide to take the injury.
Well, okay, in my defense,
You are really sick.
well, that's not that. I went to the doctor earlier today, and he was like, "I don't know what to tell you. I can't help you," and that was a great waste of time.
Can you give you antibiotics or anything?
Nope.
Wow, man! Just life imitating art, right here.
But what I was gonna say is that I felt bad that the ensign had maybe killed or maimed or seriously injured a bunch of people, and in my head I thought, like, the only way the ensign's not going